intro and shit in. I'm gonna just do that in later since this is the first episode. I don't really give a fuck. I'm ready to whoop y'all niggas, and I'm a little drunk, so
This
I'm about to
Yeah,
fuck
this
y'all
nigga
niggas
out
up.
here.
This guy.
Oh yeah, we know you drunk, brother. Say some bullshit.
Yeah, we know you're drunk, man. This
We know you
bullshit.
drunk for sure.
All right, so hold on, I gotta send it. I was trying to get fucking Johnny Bebop in here, right, and shit, but me and him ain't on good terms right now, so I ain't really stand that.
That's neither here nor there, man. Speak your bullshit. We ready?
But listen.
We
This
ready.
is the first episode. This is the first episode and listen. The title of my podcast makes a total sense of how y'all talking. It's labeled "What does he know about wrestling?" And then clearly y'all
That's
think I'm
real.
spitting bullshit. Y'all think I'm
That's
spitting
real.
bullshit, but I'm about to prove y'all niggas wrong. What's up, Andy? I'm gonna get Ant in here.
Oh heck no, not Ant.
What? Don't just
Boo.
don't disrespect Raw. No, wait, don't
Hey,
disrespect
my
Raw.
G.
Chill. What's up with this man?
Oh man.
Listen.
You're tripping, man.
Listen. I'm about Ant. You about to see a massacre, bro. What I'm about to do to these dudes, bro, it's about to be Orton and Cena against the whole Raw roster.
He not doing
That's
that.
what I'm about to do.
He
That's
definitely.
crazy.
That's what I do.
That's
Hey,
Listen.
don't make promises.
I'm Cena, right? I'm Cena. My Orton about to pull up a little bit later. But
He's not doing that.
we really about to sit here and see Cena and Orton against the whole Raw roster right now, because today's debate is the greatest debate, the biggest what ifs of wrestling, and that is Taker versus Sting. Who's better? Who's the greatest? I ain't gonna say I love Taker. I like Taker. I like his gimmick. I like every gimmick that Taker's had. So y'all know me as the wrestling genius because I'm the fucking genius of this shit. Esco, the greatest. I got my boy. Shit. I got my boy Donnie Blaze in here. Donnie Glaze, as I like to call him.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Don't forget. Everybody who didn't call this man Donnie Glaze. I started that shit, bro.
That's real.
I started that.
He did start it. I
my-
will admit. He did start it.
Yeah, he's
Yep. All right. And then, so I guess I'm introducing Team Taker because all these niggas is Team Taker. I got my boy Crack in here. Crack,
Yo.
you know what I'm saying? I got Deontay in here, which I'm shocked that Deontay Team Taker, but I'll let it slide. Then we got Mr. Rhodes himself, T.O., but he going as T.O. Taker today.
Oh, no cap. No
I'm
cap.
I'm T.O. Calloway today.
T.O. Calloway.
Okay.
T.O. Mean Mark.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Name T.O. Calloway.
Listen, and we got most of y'all know him as Hot Take Wrestling on TikTok, Mr. Toxic Jose.
Yeah.
Let me see. All these motherfuckers talking in the Discord. Nigga, they might as well pull. But I'm about to whoop y'all.
I was just about to say, Deontay, we can hear your whole neighborhood, bro.
That's cool.
Hell no, nigga. My background probably loud as fuck, but y'all can't hear them. They upstairs kicking it. They all drunk as fuck. You know how black people get.
What the
No, what? Get this nigga out
It's
of here.
February.
Next segment.
It's
February.
That's why we drinking. That's why we drinking.
That's real.
Shit. But listen,
We drinking.
listen.
Cool. I'm trying to hide my drink. We drinking. All right, cool.
Hell yeah.
Trying to hide my shit. We can do that. Cool.
Look, I was drinking dark, but I mean, I got some little shit right here too. You know?
Oh, yeah, this nigga about to tweak out.
But listen,
He mix the drinks.
listen.
Black out some bullshit.
That nigga about to start sweating and tripping.
But listen. Two of the greatest careers of all time, no doubt.
Yep, one on the Mount Rushmore WWE, man. That's real.
That is true. And here we go with this WWE talk. We
all right,
know
my fault.
WWE.
One
We
is on the Mount.
talking-
One is on the Mount Rushmore of all time. Better.
Donnie,
That's your opinion. I'm not gonna hate on it. That's your opinion. I ain't gonna hate on it.
Even
But
when
listen.
he right, he make me mad.
So listen. So we got a man who's giving his all to WWE. He's giving his all to his bosses. Been through a lot of bullshit. Multiple time world champion. Even though I don't think he's that good, I feel like he's deserved way more than what he's gotten in that company. You got fucking Mark Calloway, Mr. Blue Lives Matter, Undertaker.
Why did you have to? Why?
See,
Why did
like,
that Black History Month? Like, why did that during Black History
he know what he doing. He know what he
What was
doing.
the reason? What was the reason, bro? What was it?
Listen. I'm just introducing Taker the best way I know how.
Okay.
That's the way I know how. That's the way I know how.
I want you to introduce January 6th Jericho like that too, bro. Please.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, listen. When I have my Jericho situation, when I had that episode, trust me, all that's coming out. All my whole thoughts on Jericho is coming out. But I'm gonna be honest with every wrestler the way I think about him, and that's why I think about Mr. Calloway. And the thing is though, and we're not gonna touch on it, but it's the fact that he wore that when the Black Lives Matter shit was big.
That's crazy.
A lot of shit was going on. That's when he popped out with that. So I was like, I'm gonna stay away from him. But I was already on the fence with him before that. So that just kind of pushed me to the edge. So we got Taker, multi-time world champion, Mr. I don't know what a mid-card title is. He has the streak.
What? What is your
He
problem?
has the streak. The greatest accomplishment, the biggest, in my opinion, I feel like the streak is one of the biggest accomplishments in wrestling. It has the biggest legacy, in my opinion, other than being a world champion. I would give him that. I think he has the biggest legacy when it comes to what do you have to your name. I feel like not a lot of people have in WWE, especially because they come and go. We all know in WWE they come and go, but Taker has that. I have this. What do you have? So Taker has the streak. I give him that. But who he's going against today? The debate. My GOAT, 14-time world champion. 14-time world champion.
Bro was holding the NWA title like a fucking Ghostbusters belt.
Man who took over WCW when Flair said "fuck y'all." He took the ball and he carried that motherfucker. He Michael Jordan that shit, right? He carried that. WCW went under. Vince was like, "Come with me." Sting was like, "Fuck you." Greatest decision he ever made in his life. Went to TNA, took that ball. LeBron James, that bitch.
Look at the difference.
Did he not?
Look at the difference. This nigga just all crazy on Taker.
Okay,
now
listen.
Gargling Sting. Greatest decision ever made.
Wait, yo, Esco, you haven't mentioned TNA Sting because let me ask you, when did he lose when he was in TNA? Because I remember Sting winning. I remember him tapping AJ Styles out. Kurt Angle. I don't remember really seeing him lose.
You wanna know? You wanna know what it was? You wanna know what it was? First of all, from my knowledge, Sting is I want to say 6-time world champion in TNA, maybe one or two less, right? But other than that, every single storyline, he's a 4-time. That's close. That's cool. But every single time you seen Sting in a storyline and a rivalry, elevated. Every single time, elevated. He elevated.
Last rights.
Wait, so did the Undertaker not elevate about it?
Last rights, Esco.
You are starting off.
Are we serious?
I'm not gonna lie.
Who hasn't Sting elevated in TNA? Please tell me.
I'm not gonna lie.
Who in TNA didn't Sting elevate? He elevated. He helped elevate AJ Styles. The front line was horrible to begin with. That was horrible booking. That was trash ass booking. That wasn't no Sting.
Did they not get bitched?
That was Vince Russo's booking, bro. That was Vince Russo's booking. That shit was horrible.
But I mean, also, if Sting wanted to be a team player, like I know Mark Calloway was, he could have turned heel like the rest of them. But no, he wanted to be a baby face and go against.
Wait, can I ask you a question? But let me ask you a question though.
Go ahead.
Did he not turn heel and brought in the greatest faction in TNA history? Well, yeah, I would say the greatest faction in TNA history.
He turned heel for like 2 weeks. Because
that heel turn
he's literally said he did not want to turn heel.
Is main event Mafia better than Aces and Eights?
Yes,
absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's not even close.
Because Aces and Eights, look, Aces and Eights had everybody named Mammy was a part of the Aces and Eights. Goddamn it! So
Yeah.
They no.
But the
I think the
Mafia-
problem with Aces.
Okay,
I think
go
the
ahead.
problem with Aces and Eights
West
was.
Briscoe.
I think I like them in it. I like them in it because they gave them a chance. They gave these talents a chance.
they should have kept
AJ
AJ Styles in there. Though they should have did. They should have kept AJ
They
Styles.
should have. It would have been okay. But I think the problem was they did not know where to take Aces and Eights once they all unmasked. Once they unmasked, they did not know where to take it. The only person they knew how to book was Bully Ray. That was it.
Yeah, but
everybody else, Ace and Eights, what did they do?
And see, that's why I like Aces and Eights a little bit better than the Miami Mafia, because I like the story of the Aces and Eights. Aces and Eights
I do.
has a story. My Main Event Mafia is just a bunch of main event guys together, just you know what I'm saying?
Listen,
like it's cool.
Only reason why I fuck with Aces and Eights, right? It's a million reasons why, but the main reason why my man Bully Ray was hitting Brooke Hogan. He was hitting Hulk Hogan's daughter, nigga. He was like, nigga, I got the world title out of it. He got the world title out of it. He got the world title out of it.
Yo, what the?
You hit some people's goats daughter, bro. Like, Nick, it's Brooke Hogan. Yeah, Donnie's goat.
Whoa.
Donnie goat's daughter.
Let me stop you right there. Whose goat is Hulk? Who's what?
Mr. Blaze. Mr. Blaze.
Mr. Donald Blazely.
Wait. How the fuck did John Cena turn to Hogan? What the fuck is this? What the fuck happened?
So look, what Donnie, real shit. I guarantee you, Cena's your one and Hogan's your two. I guarantee you. I guarantee you.
Actually,
it
may be Cena, Triple H, Hogan. That's what I feel like it'll probably.
I got
Triple H a lot.
Triple H number 5. Triple H number 5.
So who are 3? Really? So who are 2, 3, and 4?
Wait, why is this turning into a debate about my top 5?
You're right.
Yeah, my bad.
You be acting like everybody else is so crazy, but your list is just as crazy. So
no, it's not. It's
not.
Name
your top 5, Donald.
Bro, damn.
Because if it makes me mad, I'm going in. I can't do it. I can't.
Wait, how does it go from? Wait, this went from Sting.
No. Real shit, Donnie. I will side with you right there and say like you ain't got to name your top 5, but you used to always pressure me to name mine. So nigga, you gotta name yours. You gotta put your shit out there. You gotta put your shit out there. You gotta put your shit out there. Come on. You gotta put your shit out there. Come on, you got to. Look, this is safe space. This is safe space. This is safe space.
Donnie, you are Mr. All Time. You Mr. All Time list. Name your all time list.
Bro, come on. What the fuck?
Every time somebody name their all time list, you always like, what?
Wait, I ain't lie.
Nah, for real.
To be honest, I think I got the best top 5 out of all y'all.
Well, name it then.
You can't just say that and then not name it.
Here we go. All right, here we go. Cena. We got Stone Cold, we got Hogan, Taker, and Triple H.
No.
What are we doing?
It's Black History Month.
You can't name me.
It is Black History Month.
You can't name me a 30-minute match that Hulk Hogan has that's worth watching.
Donald, it is Black History Month, and you're naming Hulk Hogan.
You can't name me a good Hogan match past 96.
All right, bro. Oh, yeah, I got it. All right.
You can't show me one.
All right, so what's your top 5? What's your top 5?
Can I go first?
We'll go first.
Go.
All right, Tio, it's all you.
John Cena.
Of course.
Undertaker.
Of course.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Of course.
Maybe The Rock.
You got to say that's fair.
And then Shawn Michaels.
Wait. What about Triple H?
Not in the top 5. That's
Triple H is not top 5.
Wait,
Triple H is not top 5. He's
Triple H not top 5, but The Rock is top 5.
That's acceptable.
Listen,
that's acceptable.
They both are my top 5 favorite of all time. But to be honest, The Rock top 5 over Triple H is a little crazy to me. I'm not.
No, it's not.
That in my opinion. I think Triple H is better than The Rock. This is my opinion.
In ring Triple H. In ring Triple H better than Rock. But if you want a cold promo and you want to do a good storyline, you want somebody to sell.
Even that storyline, I would take a heel Triple H. I would take a heel Triple H over any Rock. I would take heel Triple H over any Rock in the storyline.
That's the thing. With Rock, you can do both. Like it doesn't matter.
I don't know about that. Well, I don't know about that face rock. What good storyline did face rock have?
Hollywood Rock. Well, no, that's
Stone Cold in 01.
So look, watch. This is how good Rock is. This is how good Rock is. Rock went in versus Hogan at WrestleMania as the face. Hogan was the heel. He saw the crowd switch the narrative.
Anybody could do that.
No, anybody don't do that.
That's crazy. Anybody can do that.
I don't think anybody can do that.
Could Roman Reigns do it?
No, because Roadblock with Triple H versus Dean Ambrose, when it was Roadblock versus Triple H or whatever, people were behind Triple H, and Dean Ambrose couldn't understand it. I'm sorry.
Look, watch this. What happened at Elimination Chamber? Fucking Liv Morgan did it. Liv Morgan did it. That means she's the greatest woman wrestler of all fucking time.
Because her narrative is her being the heel, Donnie. What are you talking about?
Liv Morgan?
Yes, bro. Because now freaking Rhea is the face, bro. Why do you think she's not around Dom anymore? Because Dom gets booed the most. So now to make Rhea a big deal, you take her away from that, bro.
At Elimination Chamber, she was going against Tiffany. Tiffany is a heel. She was going against Tiffany. She eliminated Tiffany. They started booing her, and she started playing to the crowd. She just did the same thing.
Donnie, you got me. Hold on, Donnie. You got me defending the Rock, and I don't know why. But you are being purposely obtuse when you bring up that example.
No. My point
purposely
is,
obtuse.
my
that's
point
not
is,
even.
No.
That's not even the same exact stratosphere.
All right, look. His point
close
was
to the same situation.
Okay, was his point not? The Rock was read the crowd and adjusted to the situation. We can.
That's not my point.
Yeah, for a whole match, Liv Morgan did that for a moment.
You being
listen, this is on me. Listen, Donnie, the way the match was billed was it was set up for Hulk Hogan is who we don't like. That's how
he almost murdered Rock, by the way, during that build up.
True. And then The Rock was the face, and that's who we wanted to win. When we got to Montreal, The Rock immediately saw that. And if I'm being really honest about it, he read the way the match happened. With Elimination Chamber, the narrative is for Liv to get revenge. You know that in wrestling, when someone wants revenge or their get back, most of the time it's the heel. It's not always the face. So no, I'm not saying that you're wrong in your statement by saying Liv adjusted accordingly. I'm not saying you're wrong in that. What I am saying is those are two different tangents. They're not on the same wavelength. I get why you would bring that up, but it's not the same at all. The Rock is someone who can adjust in different situations. Triple H has to give you a crotch shot or possibly a cool-ass, corny-ass guy's locker room joke to be a face. The Rock don't have to do that. It doesn't matter. Know your role, shut your mouth. It goes either way.
Okay, so
I'm not gonna lie, the way you saying that as if The Rock don't have his set of things he could do too. The candy ass. Oh, I'm a stick. I'm do this and that. He got his shit too.
But it goes both ways. Like he don't have to. Like Triple H has to change who he is to be a face or a heel. The Rock brings out a guitar, gets real clever, says a stupid ass thing like Cody Crybabies or whatever, and that's just who he is. Face or heel, depending on the day. It doesn't matter. That's why The Rock is in his top 5 because
I'm a Cody Crybaby, by the way.
Yeah, me too. I'm a Cody Crybaby.
I'm also a Cody Crybaby.
Okay, so
I just wanted the triple threat.
But when it came to WrestleMania with Hogan, right? Do y'all think that the crowd kind of switched though, also because they seen the Hogan face turn like coming? Because he already told NWO not to get involved. He already said, "I don't want y'all in my business. I got this. Leave me the fuck alone." So they seen it coming, and it was like, "Why don't you want that? This is your group. Why don't you want them with you?" So they seen that coming because it's happened in wrestling even before that. It's been happening for decades and decades and decades. Like we've seen that happen. So they seen like, okay, we know Hogan's face turn is coming. So they saw that. So I feel like that's what led to that.
Could we talk more after this point? Can we talk more on that Triple H and Rock situation, like the whole top 5 shit?
I mean, look, I really don't care to debate the two because both of them, between both of them, they could change either on a day with me. It really don't matter.
I feel like when it comes out to Triple H, I don't know if like when it comes out to him, he just get discredited a lot. Like I feel like without Triple H, there's a lot of shit that is changed and totally different within this.
That is true. That is 100% true.
What is he discredited on?
of how high he is regarded as like an all time.
Yeah, but like, what are the things people use to discredit?
I give you one. When it comes to DX, people don't think that Triple H should get as much credit for DX being as over. They give it to the New Age Outlaws. They give it to Shawn Michaels. They even give it to China before they give it to Triple H.
No.
Nah, that's a miss.
The only thing you can discredit Hunter for was wanting to quickly, like, not quickly, but like pick up the pace on the ending so he can go solo.
DX credit, the Evolution credit, like
Bro, he doesn't. He gets Evolution credit, but when it comes to DX, and they're like, okay, who made DX? You will hear New Age Outlaws.
Triple H made DX.
I'm not gonna lie. The main thing that people discredit Triple H on is, oh, he married the boss's daughter. That's the first thing they always go to, and they use that to discredit him.
I mean, look. To be fair, is it
if I'm playing devil's advocate, that is a pretty good discreditment.
If he didn't marry the boss's daughter, do you think Triple H would be as confident as he is now?
Bro,
no, Vince hated Triple H.
Exactly.
Vince hated the whole clique. He said, "Fuck y'all," unless y'all can make me money.
He hated the clique because they were smarter than him. Like most of the stuff they put together was what we wanted in the first place. So when Vince saw what Trips was able to do initially, he began to respect him. That's why when Trips was like, "Give me FCW," Vince didn't believe in fucking Trips doing the FCW, turn that to NXT. He knew better. He's like, "That's not gonna do shit. It's not gonna be anything. It's gonna be terrible."
And why you think he jumped?
Rob said his top 5 is Cena, Michaels, Taker, Austin, Triple H. That's not bad.
That's not bad.
It's not bad, but he got Taker in his top 5. I don't like it.
I got Taker.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Listen. Let me ask you a question.
Give your top 5 too. You gotta give your top 5 also.
Okay, and this was I'm gonna ask y'all. Before I give y'all my top 5, right? Before I give y'all my top 5, I want to ask y'all a question. How do y'all feel about non-WWE guys being in the top 5?
If you can make a good case for it, then I like, if you can make a good case for it,
it should be like that.
But the fact due to the fact that WWE is the longest standing mainstream wrestling company and the wrestling company, obviously you're gonna get pushback when you name a guy.
I get that.
Outside
I get that. And I have no problem with that. I understand when it comes to longevity, but you have guys that even when like the big companies like ECW, WCW went out of business, even if they didn't go to WCW, they were still competing. Like somebody like Sting. So like even like AJ Styles.
Look, that's why I say even if AJ Styles didn't go to WWE, I still think he'd be in the top 20 to top like 25, in my opinion. If he
AJ Styles is in my top 5. AJ Styles
could be in top 5.
Okay, so my top 5.
All right, wait. Yeah, can we hear Esco top 5 and then can we hear Brody right here, Jose top 5?
Yeah. Okay, so listen, my top 5 technically have all WWE guys in a way, but it's gonna piss. It's probably gonna piss y'all off, but I know it's gonna piss Donnie off. My number, I'm gonna start from 5 to 1. Okay, so my number 5 is Ric Flair. Number 4, Kurt Angle. 3, Shawn Michaels. 2, John Cena. Number 1, Bryan Danielson.
Like what? What are you talking about?
Why you gotta do my boy Danielson like that, bro?
What?
I don't give a fuck. Danielson, listen. I will go to bat for Danielson. I will go to bat for Danielson all motherfucking day, bro. Danielson listen.
This is a TikTok clip. This is a TikTok clip.
There is not one. Listen. There is not one wrestler in the history has been so consistent from 2002, my nigga, till now. Now, my nigga, name one wrestler you know who's consistent from 2002 to now. And if we keep it in the book,
AJ Styles and Michael Hickenbottom and AJ Styles.
Listen. Okay. Whoa.
I have okay. He had that
listen.
Okay. Match.
No. Okay. I'll give you AJ Styles. AJ Styles is in my top 10. I'll give you that. But Danielson, bro, when I say perfection, I don't think AJ, in my opinion, I think he is the closest thing to Shawn, But also, I think Danielson took what Sean taught him and what guys like William Regal taught him and perfected it and added his own shit. And he added levels to that shit.
You can
In
say
2000,
okay, go ahead.
you can say it about who? You can say
You
it about who?
A lot of people.
That is true. But listen, from 2002, right? I can name you
AJ Styles and Ric Flair. Like, go ahead.
That's true. That's true. But listen, with Danielson, with Bryan Danielson, right? I feel like I can pick a year, every single year from 2002 to today that can be a fucking 5-star classic. Now with AJ Styles, I don't think you could do that only because I feel like a lot of his work in his later years in TNA and his some years in WWE, he didn't win a year where it's like his matches were good. But I could pick a year.
I'm sorry, he has to carry Omos. My bad.
Okay, listen, that's not AJ. That's not AJ. Listen, that's not AJ's
Bryan
fault.
Danielson
That's
can't
not
do
AJ's
miracles,
fault.
you know, like
nigga, he put Team Hell No over. Nigga, Team Hell No was
okay. Listen, you know what?
Don't act like Kane ain't pull his weight though. Don't act like Kane ain't
I'm finna do this.
In matches, we're not gonna sit here and say Kane was hooping with Daniel Bryan in matches.
2010. Name a 5-star Daniel Bryan match. 2010.
Him and Tyson Kidd, was that 2010?
Oh my god!
Bro,
superstars.
He just saying names. He just saying names. Tyson Kidd and Daniel Bryan. Come on, bro.
I'm pulling.
Whoa, Donnie. What? 2011. He was heavyweight champion at that time, wasn't he?
That's the very end, though.
I'm not gonna hold you. I'm pulling this stuff up as we talk about it. So if I get quiet, I'm pulling it up. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
2011.
What? 2011.
You can't.
That wasn't when he was feuding with Punk. Him and Punk was I think 2012 maybe.
2010 2011 was his United States Championship run.
He didn't have a 5-star.
Whoa. Him and Miz wasn't putting on bangers. Him and Miz wasn't putting on bangers.
2011.
Him and Miz wasn't putting on bangers. Come on now. Y'all are sleeping. First of all, and niggas shitting on that Tyson Kidd match. I dare y'all go watch that shit. That shit was a fucking classic. On Superstars. I don't even think it was Superstars. I think it was Super Slam. I think it was Super Slam.
Bro, let's go. You can't make a claim.
This one on classics, nigga. What are we doing? I'm giving you people. I'm giving you names, though. I'm giving you names. Him and Miz put on a classic.
You're throwing names out to make it stick.
That's what I'm saying. He just saying names.
So y'all don't think Miz and Daniel Bryan was a banger?
Let me.
You said 5 stars, bro. We saying.
Hold on one second. I'll crack it. You can go after me, but my bad, bro. Let me ask you a question. Go ahead. If Bryan Danielson is in your top 5, why isn't Bret Hart in your top 5?
I mean,
okay. For my TikTok followers and some of my Discord people, y'all know it's Team Fuck Bret Hart. That's why. But Bret Hart's in my top 10.
I mean, if Owen's better,
Brett's in my top 10. I think Bret is. He is. Oh my gosh! Thank you. Yes.
I said that's a hot take. I thought it was back then, but
no, it's not
yes.
What's the take?
SummerSlam proved
it. Owen Hart better than Bret.
Or your Mania 10. True.
Owen Hart better than Bret. Yes. Listen. I fucking hate Bret Hart with a passion. Right. I fucking hate Bret Hart. I hate that he's a crybaby bitch. I hate the way that he complains about every fucking thing. I hate the way that he trashed Roman.
So we're not getting pissed that someone ended my career because he can't wrestle.
Okay, listen, and I went back and I watched that. No.
Before you go, Anthony said Bryan versus Dolph at bragging rights. Now I don't know if you've seen that.
Oh my God! Yo, but you're really getting me tight, bro. I've seen this man's whole WWE career live since fucking season 1 of NXT.
Is that 5?
Oh my God, bro! It's not 5 stars. It's not 5 stars. No.
Okay, so it's 88, bro.
You're getting that like.
Okay, so let me reword this then. Let me reword this then because it might be a better understanding, right? Bryan Danielson, whoever he is at that time, has put on 5-star work. His work has been 5 stars from 2002 to today. Name a year it hasn't been.
Bro, you can say that about any wrestler when they're like.
That's not true.
You can say that about John Cena.
He's the GM.
Whoa, no, not John Cena. Not John Cena.
Let's go. Why Cena ain't up there? He got a 5-star every year.
No, John Cena is my number 2. John Cena my number
okay.
2.
Okay, never mind. You got me.
Okay.
John
This
Cena
is my
number 2.
thing. Like you can say like New Japan Bullet Club, Kenny Omega, goated, like untouchable. Like you can say the same thing about anybody depending on where the heat of it is. Like it doesn't matter. Like I get the consistency of it all makes sense. That makes perfect sense to me. Like he's consistent. He has great matches everywhere he goes. That makes sense to me. Whatever. But to say he had a 5-star.
Okay, that's why I had to reword it. Because I think that I look at the, like, mind you, when you're in wrestling, it depends on you and your opponent. It's always that. It's you, your opponent, the crowd, the ref, everything. But when I look at the matches, right, I'm looking at what Daniel Bryan is doing, right? I'm looking what he's doing in his ring, and I'm looking at how he makes his wrestlers better. And that's why I love Shawn Michaels so much, because he made Kevin Nash like a star. We all know this. If you watch that WrestleMania match, he made Kevin Nash like a star. Yeah,
Kevin Nash sucks.
I love Kevin Nash, so I ain't gonna talk shit about him. I love Kevin Nash.
He sucks.
He's above average. He's above average.
He's mid. Also, Cena did have a 5-star in 2016. Cena versus AJ Styles SummerSlam 2016.
Because that's AJ Styles. That's AJ Styles. That's AJ Styles.
Okay. Let's go.
Wait.
Like, let's go. I hate what you're doing right now because, like, I'm tempted to say you right because I love AJ Styles so much, but I also love John Cena so much. So I'm not gonna let you do that. We're not going to act like John Cena isn't a 5-star wrestler. Like, we know he can put on a 5-star with a lot of people. Like, he put on a 5-star with great.
So
growing up is realizing that John Cena can really wrestle.
Yes. And 2015.
Okay, I hate people. I hate people that try to put, even on Roman Reigns, I hate people that try to put that narrative on Cena and like a Roman Reigns where they give it to Hogan where they only have 5 moves. Cena can fucking wrestle, and every single year he's improved his wrestling skills every single year. But yet they say, oh, he can only do 5 moves. What fucking 5 moves? I can name more than that. Way more.
His 2015 year, I think solidified
destroyed all allegations of that.
Yeah, I think that's solidified his case.
So I'm glad we went this direction, right? Because this is one of the things that I noticed about your guy Taker. I've probably seen almost every single Undertaker match known to man. And I've noticed one thing and one thing only. All of his best matches are with top tier in-ring wrestlers. Right. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Right. But you just said, like, everybody can agree, John Cena had a 5-star match with the Great Khali. Correct?
Yes.
Taker didn't. Taker had a mid-ass, trash-ass match with the Great Khali. Correct?
You mean where he got squashed?
Sorry, Taker didn't have a last man.
Hold on. No. Wait, hold on. You're talking about Judgment Day 2006 where the man got squashed. How is he supposed to look good in a competitive match where he's getting squashed?
I think
is Dolph Ziggler not part of the? Is Dolph Ziggler? No. Is Dolph Ziggler not a part of the greatest squash match of all time? Is Dolph Ziggler not a part of the greatest squash match of all time with Goldberg? He made that match look great.
The greatest.
Dolph Ziggler.
It's actually your guy, Daniel Bryan and Sheamus, if you really want to.
Okay, that shit.
Wait, hold on 1 second.
Just saying.
Is your narrative that Undertaker had to wrestle with smaller guys to get a 5-star match make him worse?
Because no. It's his narrative.
No, I wouldn't even say small wrestlers because him and Triple H put on bangers. Okay. And Triple H is a great in-ring worker.
Him and Kane.
But if
whoa, no, we is not putting Kane in there. I love the story. I love the story between Kane and
you were hating on Mania 14.
Listen. I love the Kane and Undertaker story. I love the origin. I love the beginning to the end. Probably not the end. The ending was kind of a little shitty between them two. But listen, I love the origin. Like the last few was what, like 2010 or a little bit before that.
We don't bring not that bad to me, bro.
It was
Donald.
Maybe nostalgia because that's what I was like.
That's nostalgia. Yeah, I'm playing nostalgia. I was the same way.
But listen,
nostalgia, bro.
But listen, I feel like that is I feel like that might be one of the greatest origin story in WWE history. I love that story to death. That is one of my favorite stories. But we're not gonna sit here and act like when Undertaker and Kane are in that ring and that bell dings that them niggas is out here going crazy. No. The chemistry ain't there, bro. The chemistry is not there, bro.
And Kane just wheeled that shit. What?
You realize that Sting's best matches are with Lex Luger and the Steiner brothers,
or Flair,
Kurt Angle, Ric Flair, and AJ Styles.
Steamboat.
That's another Hooper. That's another Hooper.
Whoa, okay. Listen. No. I got some shit for y'all. Because first of all, I don't even think Lex Luger that good, and Sting made him look great. And we not gonna forget that
we're not doing this, bro. 97 is over. What are you talking about?
No, but my point with that is like if your narrative is like that Taker couldn't wrestle with bigger guys, he's a big guy. Sting is like he's still a large individual, but it's just not like that's the narrative of wrestling.
I don't think it's the size.
No. Look. This is what he's saying is Undertaker didn't have a match with a guy who's not a Hooper and made it like a 5-star.
Yeah, because I think him and Brock Lesnar always put on classics, in my opinion. I think Brock and Taker put on classics, and Brock is a big motherfucker.
Well,
I think they put on classics.
But that argument falls apart when you apply it to other guys who didn't do that. Also, like I can't name a time when, like Daniel Bryan, like I don't think like. Was he ever able to pull out a 5-star match out of like Brodus Clay or something? No. You know what I'm saying?
I can't. Okay, you know what he has did? He made Big Show look good in their matches and their feud.
Actually, no. Hold on.
That's a different thing than what you're saying there.
Yeah, but like not to sound like a hater. Like the feud of the year from like Wrestle Observer was Undertaker and Batista in 2017. Like that was the feud of the year.
And I don't even think. First of all, that's Wrestle Observer. Ain't that fucking Meltzer and them?
But my thing about that is like okay, watch me work. But my thing about that is like how big is Batista? Like 6'6"?
Yeah, big motherfucker. I love Batista.
6'5". He big, right? Undertaker what 6'9", 6'10" on a good day or whatever. And listen. I think Batista is an above average wrestler. I will give him credit. He can wrestle. He can wrestle. Mm-hmm. But him and Taker were wrestling like it was the end of the fucking world. Like, and ain't a lot of people besides Trips.
And I'm gonna tell you why though. Wait, I don't know what you mean by that because I think that Batista is a great in-ring worker, and that's why that happened because Batista is a great in-ring worker.
Look, Jose,
and I would die on his heel.
What he's saying is Undertaker can't have a 5-star match with someone who isn't a insanely good
who's mid. He can't have a good match with a mid worker.
But I don't think
name somebody who's mid that's okay. And this is a great point because let's bring up the streak, the greatest legacy of all time.
AJ Styles never did that.
Never did what? Put on bangers with mid wrestlers.
Iconic banger though, like what are we saying? Like
Shelton Benjamin. Okay, no, I think Shelton Benjamin's great. Wait, no. Listen. I think Shelton Benjamin's great.
Stop.
Listen. I think Shelton Benjamin's great.
No.
Listen. I think I'm not saying he's mid. I'm not saying he's trash. I'm not saying any of that. I think, but Shelton Benjamin didn't have a name to himself, and everybody at that time period thought that Shelton Benjamin was mid. Everybody thought that. Because after that, Shelton Benjamin was taken off. Was he not?
But that's not the same argument you use.
No. Okay. I'll use a different one. I'll use a better one. Okay.
Look. Great Khali is a mid wrestler. That's the argument you're using. Not somebody.
Okay. I got a better one. I got a better one for you then. We're gonna do same era around the same time for two of the same wrestlers that both men faced. You had Taker. I don't think Taker faced him at Mania. He might have. I can't think of the streak right now. But
who? Mark Henry?
Taker? No, not Mark Henry. Taker and Kevin Nash was ass, correct?
Yeah.
Shawn, Kevin Nash, banger.
Not the same thing at all.
Not the same thing.
How is it not? How is it not?
That's like literally said he tried to put himself over in that match and make himself like do the best he could. Like, yo, Kevin was going into that like, yo, we're just working a mat like a regular mat.
Okay,
No,
and I got another person. I got another person for you. Who? So we gonna sit here and act like Taker and Psycho Sid was putting on banger ass matches? Shawn Michaels and Psycho Sid was
wait, hold on. You're comparing one of the fastest, quickest in-ring workers to versus one of the most like slow, methodical, technical wrestlers. That's not the same. The match is never gonna be like that.
Also that John Cena Great Khali match that we're trying to like, you know what I'm saying, that you're trying to like hold Undertaker up to is an anomaly, bro.
Yeah. Listen.
That type of match would never happen again. That would just never happen.
You can talk to anybody that like I've had these conversations with. I hold Taker to a different standard than just a big man because he's quick as fuck. He's agile. That man can go crazy in the ring. That's why I don't really hold him as a big man. So when I compare him to wrestlers, I compare him to like the Shawn Michaels, the fucking Cenas, the smaller guys, but guys that I know that he could possibly keep up with if he's in a ring with the right person. Because I feel like Taker can put on a match, a good match. Like I feel like him and Edge. I don't think Edge is like the fastest, the strongest, any of that. But I think Edge is a great in-ring worker. Him and Taker put on classics.
Is it crazy to say that Edge became a better wrestler after he came back?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, he wasn't as like agile.
No, it's not crazy. It's not crazy. I agree with you.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's because and this is why I give two guys like Edge, but I mainly give it to Daniel Bryan because he was like that first person who had that serious injury that came back and still has that high level talent, that high level in the ring. They were like, okay, these are the things that I got injured from. So let me like do the same shit, but like let me work around it type shit. Let me like improve. Let me like go a little softer on this, but let me go like a little extreme on this. Like they learned their boundaries, I guess I'm trying to say. So I feel like Edge kind of like took into consideration and was like, okay, I can do this, but I can't do that. Okay, let me learn how to do this to be a little safer. And I feel like that's what made them look even better because they're doing shit that we've never seen them do before. Because they were like, oh, this can make me improve while actually still looking good. So I give that to Edge, and I love Edge, even though I think he's a shit person in real life, but I love Edge.
Raul said 2020 through 2023 Edge is the best Edge quality wise. Now
that's a lie.
No,
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say in ring wise, I agree with him. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Nothing's
like you look at the stuff that Edge was doing in
star.
that ring against the guys he was doing it against. He should not be able to keep up with those guys. Do that with those guys. That was insane stuff. You look at the stuff that Edge was doing pre-injury. It's like he was hooping, but like I think this is gonna be crazy to say.
No, I mean you could say in ring wise, like recently.
Okay, in ring wise, I think
but
this
like
Edge
all
right
around,
here in ring wise is a more hungrier Edge.
Yeah, that's fair.
No, that makes sense, bro. Because he was gone for 7 years with a broken neck.
Yeah, because he was gone for a decade.
Yeah, he was gone for a while, bro. He was gone for a while. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. And I hate when I go on social media and they're like, "Oh, well, Edge doesn't have this story," or like he's just facing random people. When Edge himself has says, "I'm literally doing this because I'm having fun and I have this freedom to work with any wrestler I want to." Tony Khan is like, "Who do you want to work with?" And he's like, "Oh, give me him." And he gets that. And he's putting on great performances. And people are like, "Well, where's the story?" Not everything needs a fucking story, bro. Not everything needs a story. Like, I could see if Edge was like in the main event and then he's just having random ass matches, but he's like a main event level talent. He's not a main event level talent anymore. He's not that guy who's going to lead the charge. He could. No, I'm saying he could, but I'm saying that's not his focus. He doesn't want that. He doesn't care for that.
Is it wrong for the fans to not want that though?
That's true. And it's not wrong. That's the reason why. And that's the reason why people turned on Cody in AEW because he didn't want that main event role. And they were like, "Bitch, we want you to win." And he was like, "No, fuck you. And then they were like, okay, we're gonna turn on you because we want
Facts.
you to win and you don't want to win. And I get why he didn't want to win, but nigga, I wanted to see you win. I wanted to see you as
Yeah,
world
like
champion.
we wanted heel code in AEW. Heel code in
Nigga, fuck
AEW,
you.
I will say
Abuse that
this,
power.
would have went stupid.
That was dumb. Jesus.
Look at the Young Bucks, right? People are shitting on the Young Bucks, but this is the best work they have done in years.
And character work
This
wise, I'm
whole
not gonna lie, a little bit. Yeah,
yes,
they cooking, they
Very,
cooking. Like the
very,
whole
yeah.
Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, suit wearing
they are
pricks.
fucking
Like
cooking.
it's working. It's working. I'm not gonna lie.
And it's funny because I keep saying, oh, they're just proving our point. Nigga, yes, that's the whole point of their fucking gimmick.
That's how they're
Stupid.
doing it.
Like I love what they're doing. I've always loved the Young Bucks. I never got to hate. I get that they're not like a good character. Like
I'm
if
gonna
you
hold
want,
my
like,
breath.
storylines.
I'm gonna hold my breath. I'm not gonna-
Like I get like if you want a character, I get that. If you want storylines, I get that. But when you describing tag teams and you're gonna say the Bucks are not a good tag team, that's bullshit. Everything they do is straight up tag team work, tag team. They are one of the best tag teams. They have the accolades. They have one of the greatest movesets I've ever seen in a tag team. Why hate them? Because of Punk? Nigga, fuck Phil Brooks.
No. It's not good. Not good. No.
Season.
Esco, you know damn well people have hated the Young Bucks for years. Even like
Okay,
before, like,
but where did this main hate, this new hate, this worldwide hate came from Punk?
I
lie,
feel
but-
like wait, what did you say, Donald?
I was about to say before the Punk thing, I think the main reason people was hating on them was because of the way they wrestled. Like they compare it to like dancing or like
a tag team
and shit. Nah, like sometimes it'd be like a little. I don't know how to explain it, but it'd be a little.
Like I'm not gonna lie to you, when they
They're
do that
spot
multiple
monkeys.
super
It's because
kicks
they're
like
spot
back in Ring
monkeys.
of Honor, yeah, that was
They're spot
corny.
monkeys.
You know what
They're
I'm
spot
saying?
monkeys.
They do a lot of
And
spot
it's
monkey
okay.
shit, bro.
It's okay. You know what
Right,
I'm
nothing
saying?
wrong with that.
But I just don't want to see the Bucks in the same stratosphere being named against guys like the Usos and the New Day. Just keep that. You can keep that. I'm not gonna lie. You can keep that. Because I'm gonna say this, and this is a troll, this kind of a troll, but it's kind of not. The Usos is not getting beaten up by Phil Brooks in the locker room. I'm not gonna lie to you. They're not.
Bro, this nigga shut up, bro.
You're not wrong, bro. Look, bro. Listen, if you think Jay's gonna let people hold him back, no.
But see,
bro.
these is fucking. But listen. But what does that have to do with the in ring? Because at the end of the day, they are outside of wrestling. Outside. I get that, but that's still a thing that's talked about a lot. These are some two punk ass white kids from California who's damn near been spoiled their whole life, had a wrestling backyard, everything. These are some Samoan ass thugs, nigga. I'm not gonna go fuck with them either. What are you talking about?
Yo, for real,
fuck with them either.
But that's just showing the difference, bro. Like CM Punk from Chicago, like Naperville, but he from a space where it's like he's from a space where it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're from Cali, you had it your whole life. I can come at you. No, he's not doing with Jimmy and Jay.
I feel like
Jonathan.
Yeah, he's not doing that.
Let that happen.
And
I feel like look when it comes to the Bucks,
and it's like
style. Look, when they in it comes down to the fact that I think it just comes down to the fact that it's the same problem I had with Sammy Guevara. It's like I want you to tell a story in that ring, and when I see you taking these huge moves, and it's like they're doing nothing to you, and it's like we're playing a video game. It takes me out of the match. Me personally, that's why I don't like their in-ring style. Now, a guy like a Kenny Omega, who does something similar but makes it work. I don't know. Maybe I just like Kenny Omega because I love Kenny Omega. But
let me ask you a question.
For some reason, he does it right.
I think it's the pace. It's the pace of it.
I think it's the pace. I think it's because Kenny Omega is in singles action and the Bucks are in tag team action, which you would think the Bucks would have more time to rest, right? Because it's like only 2 people got to be in the ring. There's 4 people, but most of the spots they do is like together. So like they get hit by a big spot, they got to get right back up and do another tag team spot, where they're double teaming or something like. I don't know.
So let me ask you a question.
I can't. I don't know, bro.
So let me ask you a question, and this is just based off your opinion. I'm not gonna say you right or wrong or anything like that. I just want to know. So like, do you think that the luchador style is a good style? Like when it comes to like companies like a CMLL and a AAA, like the way that they wrestle in their companies.
Do you mean like part of wrestling or like it's being the whole thing?
Like if you was to watch a whole CMLL or AAA show, would you be able to watch and be like, oh yeah, this is good, or would you be like, too many spots?
Yes, because I know that is under the roof of luchador wrestling. Like I know that's under that roof. When you're in AEW and you're trying to sell this to an American audience, as much as AEW doesn't like to admit it, their audience is predominantly American, and they like it be in their best interest to try to sell the wrestling to an American audience. So when you're trying to do that, but you have these different styles that don't really work with an American audience, what do you expect is going to happen? If I go into, what is it called? It's CMLL. If I go into that expecting that, then I'm not going to have a problem with it because it's like, that's the style over here. If I watch New Japan Pro Wrestling and I see a strong style match, like that's the style. Like I can't, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the style. I can't get mad at that. Just like if you watch WWE and you be crazy if you get mad at that they wrestling WWE style. It's WWE.
Right.
I mean, so it's like, I get that, and then like I said, that was your opinion. I get that.
Tries to wear too many hats. That's the problem. I think they try to wear way too many hats.
I think with the style is when luchador style is done right, we get a certain product. Like for me, I feel like Lucha Underground was one of those things where it was like they were trying to put certain styles together and still try to do it with like a certain indie style with like luchador wrestling, which was dope. It wasn't a bad thing, but when done right, bro, it's awesome. You know what I'm saying? But it just depends on it depends on who's going to produce it and how it's going to be done and put out.
Yes, and it also depends on if you are blending the styles, because there's such like when Shinsuke Nakamura first came to NXT, he wrestled strong style, but he wrestled like in a blended strong style and WWE style. Mm-hmm. So like that's another thing that AEW needs to work on. If they want to do luchador, there's a great way to do it, but you just got to blend that with American wrestling.
So, but okay, so and that's why like, so when I look at the Bucks, right? I'm looking at them like, I get why they wrestle the way they do, because one, they were trained by Marty Jannetty, which he was always that spot monkey guy with Sean in the Rockers, right? So then after that, they went over to TNA. Alex Shelley took them under their wings. Motor City Machine Guns, one of my favorite tag teams of all time. Some people will consider them spot monkeys, but they are that fast pace. We got to move, right? They went there. They learned that from them, put on classics with the Guns, instant classics with them, right? After that, they went to the Indies, did PWG, but where it really clicked for them and it was like, okay, this is what style works for us. They went to New Japan. Them junior heavyweights out there, they go. Tag teams, they go. So the Bucks is like, okay, we can mesh well with them. And they were there for years. That's where they own their craft. That's where their career really is based. I mean, you can say Ring of Honor, you can say PWG because they've won titles there too. But if you want to look at the Bucks' best work, is with them junior heavyweights. It's with the Guns. It's with the guys who has that fast pace. So, like, I get why they are the way they are, and I think that they excel at it. And when people call them spot monkeys, and I get why they call them spot monkeys, because I get they focus on spots. But as a tag team, and I'm ranking tag teams for what they do as a tag team, 100% of their shit is tag team. So I'm like, okay, as a team, they excel more than any other tag team that I see, because their whole shtick is we're a team. We're gonna do tag team moves. That's how we're gonna win. So that's how I love the Bucks for that, because I hold them higher because of how they've I don't think they've improved. I think they've been stale for like a while, but they can still put on a great match. So like,
this is okay.
Taker can't.
I'll say this.
All right, bro.
I do have a match from the Bucks that I really like a lot, and that is the Bucks versus I think it was the Lucha Brothers at I want to say
All Out.
Well, that was All Out 2021.
Well, yeah, the first for Punk. I think it was 2021.
The steel cage match. The steel cage match.
Yeah, I think it was 2021.
That's a match that I really like a lot, because I felt like the moves done and the things done in that match had weight to them. You know what I'm saying? Like the moves mattered. Like the moves was taking a toll on him. You know what I'm saying? That I went and I tried to watch that Bucks versus Hangman and Omega match, and God, I know it's this 7-star, 15-star tag team.
I will say to you, I think the only reason it may be like as high as it is because of like the build up or like the actual like story going into it.
That's a good point. A story
I hate star ratings.
5 stars. A story can make it.
Well, yeah,
I hate star ratings, bro. I hate star ratings only because certain people take it seriously, which makes people angry because certain people take it seriously. But I don't give a fuck about a star rating. Dave Meltzer could give a match 10 stars, and I'll be
he
like,
lost all credibility when he said on Chris Van Fleet's podcast, Angle has never had a 5-star match.
Yeah,
which is wild.
He's lying. He's
Angle
lying. He's a hooper, bro. He's in my top 5 straight, like personal favorite top 5 of all time. He's so good, and not one. Fuck out of here.
Get the Perk Angle on Perkins in TNA was just goated. Okay. Better than your guy, Esco. Perk Angle, chef's kiss. You can't touch it.
So listen, and I agree with that. And this can transition back into the main topic when I ask this question. Who or what career was better? Kurt's TNA or Kurt's WWE?
TNA.
I think me personally, I think they're equal because I think Kurt had the perfect career in WWE low key, and I think he had probably the best career or the best match quality career in TNA. Yeah. So I think it's equal for 2 different reasons.
I think I'm going to go TNA just because the way it ended in WWE, like it was not good. Like they did a little dirty.
But the way he entered WWE, I think it plays a part of a bigger story of Kurt's career, in my opinion.
No, like when it was like the GM, that was fire.
The way they did it, it was the perfect pivot. It was the perfect like retconning of a debut. Like and they you know how WWE makes it seem like, oh, this was the plan all along. That's how they made it seem.
Oh
like.
yeah, some bullshit like that.
That's how perfect they did it.
I think my issue with WWE, my issue was more so of like we never really get to see serious Kurt Angle until the end when it was too late.
The very end, yeah.
We did not get to see serious Kurt Angle. We always saw comedy Kurt Angle. Even when he was put on banger ass matches, he had to put some comedic stuff into it every time. Whether he was feud with Benoit, Lesnar, Cena. I think he was, Cena. Even with Cena, like every feud he's been in.
Also, but we still got to see that transition though from comedic to slowly him turning into the wrestling machine. Like,
and that's why he's so
also we don't bring up that Robert Booker T.
He got like a perfect career.
Hey, Vince. Hey, you know how they say Tony Khan? They say Tony Khan be snorting that coke. Vince was definitely off that coke when he made that storyline, bro.
Oh boy.
Or he was in that Vince mindset. That Vince.
You think Vince was on Viagra, Perkies, and coke, and just drinking whiskey all night and said, "Kurt, come here, big guy, got an idea for you," and went crazy. Went nuts. He told Kurt exactly what to say and how to say. You think he wasn't on, bro? Vince was on that. Vince was on that stuff. He was on that shit.
So bringing up TNA, Kurt Angle, I feel like that was one of his best careers, and I think Kurt was a part of one of the greatest factions in TNA and also of all time, only because of who was all in it, what they accomplished outside of the group, inside of the group, Main Event Mafia, which I think was led by Sting, but Kurt kind of like bullied him out of that shit, which was cool. But Sting, the man, the myth, the legend, I feel like this is why I think that he's a GOAT, because people do say with certain wrestlers, what did you do in WWE? Or like, what did you do on a big stage? Fuck all that. Sting made a name for himself 1990 when he beat Ric Flair for the NWA World Title. I think it was the WCW title at that time. I don't give a fuck. I think it was the NWA. They didn't transition yet, but that's what Sting made a name for himself. Now, if we go on year by year basis between these two, Taker made his debut Survivor Series, so that was like around Thanksgiving, November-ish, in 1990, late
90.
1990.
Yeah, it was 90.
So we didn't really get to see much of Taker in 1990. I would not hold that against Taker, but at the same time, Sting was an established wrestler at that time. People knew who Sting was. He was a world champion. People loved him. He was on top of the world. I give him that. 91.
So wouldn't you have to go from like 88 to 90 for Sting for 90 to 92? Because that was technically his Taker's first 2 years in the company with Sting's, it's you said
I was gonna do
first
that.
title reign.
I was gonna do that, but I just feel like it. Even though we all know that everybody's team Taker, I just feel like I wanted to do it more of like a when Taker started, because I don't want to be like, oh, well, Sting started here, and even though nobody knew who Taker was,
you would literally compare from his
look,
debut.
we can do whatever. Sting's career.
Sting's career took off when Taker debuted. Let's be real.
Because think about it, and that's true. That's true.
So we can still sort of do around the same time.
Okay, so and then we look at 91. I think that was a good year for Taker because people were now getting comfortable with seeing him, because people were like, "What the fuck is this? We've never seen a character like this." Like they had the Papa Shango, but nobody really took that nigga seriously.
Papa Shango is crazy.
Nobody took that nigga seriously. So we see Taker, we're like, "Oh my gosh, these kids are crying. Everybody's scared of him. This is something we've never seen before." Is this gonna stay long? Because we know characters like that don't stay long in wrestling. If you're not something that the crowd can get behind, you're done. The crowd didn't really get behind Taker.
Say to maybe counter that. 1 year into his run, when he faced Hogan, when he won,
what's up, Earl?
They had to remove it, bro. They were cheering Taker, or at least booing Hogan, essentially. But a little bit was cheering Taker. There was, I think, one person. I think it was an adult, who dressed as Taker. I could be bugging. But I definitely think there was someone. Yeah, it was one person dressed as him. So it wasn't like he was, this schmuck that just happened to get a title shot. He was getting pretty over already, and everyone's already getting tired of Hogan. So, again, 1 year into his run,
and he was great, right? He was great. I give him that. But Sting is WCW champion, right? Taker's making a name for herself. Flair leaves. The face of the company leaves, right? That's similar to Hulk Hogan leaving WWF at that time. But Hogan was still in WWF. So you add a Flair and a Hogan to the same company, two of the biggest stars in wrestling, right? What does WCW to do? They took that rocket. They tied that motherfucker into a knot on Sting and said, "You're the man," right? Did he fail? No, he did not. He carried that company. Now, mind you, the views it did go down because you lost Flair. Flair is the main attraction. But Sting, listen. Sting was still pulling in new fans. He was, because they were like, okay.
But also the talent he was involved with.
We weren't seeing
still pretty
much of Sting.
Well. Because they showed off Big Van Vader.
It was.
Around that time. Cactus Jack was cooking.
Right. What year are we talking about? What year is this?
Well, this is now 90 to 91 to 92.
Yeah.
All right.
So and the thing is, they brought in talent to build around Sting. It wasn't like we're gonna bring them in and we're going to replace Flair. They replaced Flair with Sting. Sting held his own, and he said, "Okay, you could bring in the hottest free agent in Vader," because he was the hottest free agent at the time. That man was huge. He was huge, and I know for a fact it was a bidding war for Vader. You can't tell me there wasn't, because I know for a fact it was. Sting was like, "All right, this is what we're gonna do. Y'all bring in whoever y'all want. I'll make them look good." He didn't have to make Vader look good, but that motherfucker made Vader look like he could wrestle that American style. We know Vader can't wrestle American style to save his life, but Vader and Sting, fucking classic. Right? Who else they put against Sting? They put against what?
I say Cactus Jack.
Hey, peace out,
Cactus Jack.
Raw. Peace out, Raw.
Yeah, bro.
So you finna hit to sleep. Gotta be up at 3 a.m. Dang, man.
God damn. Why are you awake?
Go to bed.
Right.
Go to bed.
Shit, you would think he getting ready for the fucking elimination chamber. Fuck, you got to be up at 3 a.m. for.
Yo, that is.
That hurt, bro. Jesus shit.
Oh, he said it was a typo. But so okay, so then around that time, okay, this is my thing though. Y'all can shit on me, whatever. The talent when it came to in ring, WCW was shitting on WWE at that time. I don't give a fuck. You had Hogan, Sid, Flair. I mean, you had Flair. You had
Yeah, Mr.
Taker,
Perfect, Bret Hart.
yeah.
Michaels didn't
But
turn
when it
heel
came,
yet.
well, I mean, in main event level where they was giving them all
Oh
the
man,
TV
oh
time,
no, yeah. It was
where they
just
was
like,
giving
yeah,
all the TV
Hogan,
time because you
fucking
saw
Sergeant
Hogan
Slaughter.
all
Good God.
the time, right? You had them, right? And it's like this is what Taker's working with, and I feel bad for Taker because he had to deal with Hogan, the worst shit ever. Boom, fuck all that. What did Taker do? What year did Taker win a title? 92.
He won 91.
Oh, he won 91.
Mm-hmm.
He
Yeah,
won
because
in
Rumble
91.
92 was for the title because of the whole thing with Hogan. Because he beat him in Tuesday in Texas a couple weeks after that with some bullshit. And then the president at that time was like, yo, enough of this. The Rumble coming up 92 is for the world title.
Okay. So, boom. That's fine. Taker won world title 91. I think Sting was in and out of the title with Rick Rude at that time. It was Rude, Sting. I wouldn't say they
He
was
also
putting on bangers.
grabbed the U.S. title, I feel like.
I see. I could bring that card, but I don't want it because he don't even know what the fuck those are. So I'm not even gonna
Taker
bring
don't
up the
need him.
mid
He's in
card
track. He
titles
didn't need that
because
shit. He didn't want that shit. Bro won
that
the
don't mean
hardcore
shit.
title, was perfectly fine with it.
Yeah, he's like, I'm good with that shit. I'm good. I got it.
Yeah, I ain't trying to hear that shit. Cena was a great mid card champion, which made him a great world champion. Taker is like the Okada of the WWE. He said, "What the fuck is a mid card title? I didn't even know he had an intercontinental title. What are we talking about?" But yeah, Sting. I could go on about accomplishments. I was trying to do this year by year, but it's sounding a little boring and shit. I just feel like Sting. I could say this about Sting that Taker has never really did, and that was be the face of a company and kind of run the company. I don't think Taker has ever had a year where he's done that.
Because he never had to. That's what we're like. That's unfortunate about it. Because again, he debuted, Hogan was still running amok. Sadly, as soon as he leaves, Bret Hart is already being trained to be that guy. It was Lex Luger, but they missed that bullshit. That's another story. And then right after Bret was Shawn Michaels, and then it just kept going and going. Where there's always a guy that they want, where Taker was never needed to be that top guy. If anything, he was the top guy on SmackDown for the Lose the Question era because he held that shit down.
I guess I give you that.
If it's about being the guy or whatever, then that's just more so semantics on management at that point. If you let Rick,
right, but also we also got to realize that it is a business, and they're looking at you and saying, "We see what you're doing out there. We see that you could be the face of this company." By basing off what we seeing you doing out there, they didn't see that in Taker. Vince didn't see that in Taker. He loves Taker, so he say, but he's never given Taker that same attention that I feel like he deserved. I think. What was you about to say?
I feel like that just accentuates how great the Undertaker is. That he never really had to be the man, but was the man in WWE. Like you knew at WrestleMania time, if you had to face Taker, you were losing. You knew if you had to face him in a championship match, you might lose your title. You knew that if you had to have a storyline with Undertaker or whatever, it was going to be in depth and deep, and you were going to have to go through war to do it. Like Taker is, if not the greatest big man in ring, was highly undervalued for a little while, but he was still there.
I give you that. And you could say the same about Sting when Hogan came in, because Sting was still the man. That was still his company, and the fans knew that. The fans saw that and said, "Oh, it's cool. We got Hogan. It's cool that we got the NWO, but Sting is still our guy." Yeah, the crowd was hyped when NWA came out, but it was a different pop. It was a different feeling when Sting would come out. When Sting would come out to interrupt them, or Sting had a match, Sting had a segment, it was a different feeling. And you can say the same for Taker. but Taker never had. Okay, so maybe in that Ruthless Aggression era, when he was in SmackDown, but he was never getting a bigger pop than Austin, Rock. Never got. He might have got bigger pops than Triple H. But I just feel like the fans never looked at Taker as like he's that guy for us, like the number one guy. Because yes, you had SmackDown, but overall, it was still Cena. And if it wasn't Cena, what? They were still picking Edge over Taker. They was picking Orton over Taker, and I would sit there and say that they picked Batista over Taker.
But I feel like that argument is more so subjective, and the only reason I say that is just because, like, for example, like if we do like if we switch it over, like Jay-Z's one of the GOATs, but he was never one of the top selling rappers in any year that he sold an album. He was never one of the top selling rappers, but he's still one of the GOATs. And for me, with Taker, it's the same thing. Like, even if he was in a land of giants where, like, he wasn't really the man, you were still going to be like, that's Taker. That's motherfucking Taker. Yeah. Like, I'm not going to test him. I'm not going to try him, whatever. I get, like, the narrative you're saying is absolutely correct, bro. You're not wrong. So I don't feel like I'm, like, arguing against you or, like, but I'm saying, like, at this point, like, I think Taker being the character that he was, he didn't have the light face paint. He didn't have the glittery jacket. He didn't have any of that or whatever. He had a crow, a short, white, stubby man with bags under his eyes and a casket, bro. Like, he wasn't never going to be like the guy that everybody's like, yo, I'm gravitating to that guy because I like, no. When you're 8, 9 years old, you're never going to, like, it's for kids. It's never going to be that way, bro. No, but I get what you're saying.
So, okay, I got a question about Taker, right? Because I love Biker Taker. I love American Badass Taker. But do you think it, I don't think it hurt his career, but do you think it made people look at him different because they were like, well, we thought you were the dead man. What the fuck is this riding the bike shit? Like, because I feel like it was a different type of feeling because they thought he was cool as fuck, but it was more so like, where's the lightning? Where's the sitting up? Like, he wasn't even sitting up anymore. Like, everything that we knew about Taker, that shit was over with. It was a whole different Taker. So do you think it like kind of like put a dent in his character in a way?
I think it made him human. Like, it just made him human, and that's not a bad thing. Like, because with Sting, when Sting went to the space where he was like the Crow and shit, it made him like ungodly. Like Sting was beating up 32 people in a ring at one point. I don't know if you remember that with this shit. He was swinging down from the ropes and was beating up people like this in NWO. Like, he just
I think that also shows Undertaker's ability to adapt, just like Sting's ability to adapt. Like,
right.
Sting saw that, like, the blonde, bleach blonde babyface wasn't doing it anymore, so he turned to the Crow. You know what I'm saying? Undertaker felt this whole ministry thing, this whole, you know what I'm saying, dead man thing was, you know, outdated a little bit, so he adapted to the times, and that was like the heavy metal biker, like, you know, that was bigger on that time.
Yeah, like Limp Bizkit, you know, Kid Rock, like that shit.
So, like, I think that's a strength. I think that's a good thing. Instead of something that puts a dent in his career, I think that's a highlight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So, talking about Biker Taker made me think of the Streak, because one of the worst matches of the Streak happened as Biker Taker. Yeah. So I'm gonna just hit y'all with this hot take. The fucking Streak is overrated as fuck. Oh my god, the Streak is overrated as fuck. Benjamin. And like I told y'all at the beginning, I think it's the greatest legacy. It's the greatest legacy because Taker has that. I got this. What do you have? He has that legacy. He has the Streak. The Streak is Taker. I get it, but it's overrated as fuck. You're not gonna sit here and tell me A-Train and Big Show was a banger. A-Train and Big Show was one of the worst matches I've seen in my life.
I'm gonna finish. Let's go. I just want to ask one question at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so it'd be okay. Right. So how many wins was it before? It was 21, right? Before he got his first L? So, so you basically were saying you were expecting 21, like you're expecting perfection, is what you're saying.
No. I mean, if we're being technical, right? Shawn Michaels is called Mr. WrestleMania. Why? Because every single WrestleMania he's had, he's put on perfection. And every single WrestleMania Mania match he's had, perfection. Now, I'm not saying Taker should have perfection, but when we're saying the streak is the greatest thing ever, if you're telling people, non-wrestling fans, that the streak is the greatest thing in wrestling history, if it's one of the greatest things in WWE history, and they go to sit there and watch the streak, and they see the streak, and they're gonna sit there and watch Undertaker versus Jimmy Snuka, they're gonna watch Undertaker versus Kevin Nash, Undertaker versus fucking Giant Gonzalez, they're gonna say, this is the streak that you're talking about that is oh so great. Well, Undertaker versus Undertaker versus the handicap match. Like, come on, man. Undertaker versus
a horrible way to use that. That's horrible logic to use.
No, because if we're saying it's so great and we're having people, non-wrestling fans, watch it, and they're gonna look at you and say, what about this is so great? I don't see nothing great about it.
You know what I like this? Check me out, y'all. What is one of Sting's biggest matches of his career? Hulk Hogan versus Sting at Starrcade.
No.
If you told me that Sting,
don't you lie. Let's go. You are lying right now.
You are
beating Flair for the world title. That is his biggest match of all time.
That was in the 80s.
That made
it was 1990. It was 1990. 1990.
I thought it was
1990. I'm sorry.
Look, no. Even if it isn't his biggest match, it's one of his biggest. So if I can make the same point and be like, oh, that's what Sting's all about, and one of his biggest matches is that's what we're doing. Like, this is a terrible hill to die on, because you can do this to anybody.
No. Now, listen, I'm going to sit here and admit that Hogan shit was bullshit, but everybody in here knows why it was bullshit. It wasn't because of Sting. It wasn't because of the performance of the match. It was because of Hogan's politics. It was because of Hogan's politics, and we all know that. Match. I mean, he was drugged up. He was drugged up, but at the same time, he still had to deal with Hogan wanting to get his way during that match, and that's been said numerous times.
Okay, but you see how you applying context here with the Sting match? If you did that same thing with these bad Undertaker matches, like
what politics did Taker have to have with A-Train and Big Show? What politics? What politics?
No.
I'll break it down for you. All right, here we go. WrestleMania 91. Taker just getting started. He beat Jimmy Snuka in 5 minutes. WrestleMania 92. He was with Jake Roberts. They had the
cool match. Don't, Joe Esco.
A drugged up. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Jake the Snake. That's all Jake the Snake knows. That's all Jake the Snake knows is DDT. And I love Jake the Snake.
Let me finish. He won by disqualification against Giant Gonzalez for like 7 minutes.
King Kong Bundy formed.
Right. I forgot about King Kong Bundy.
Diesel was 20 minutes. Psycho Sid was 22. Kane was 18. Big Boss Man was 10. You're seeing there's slots, because once the Undertaker is a certain space, it slots. Now, if you go from 13 on, bangers. So if you're going from like Randy Orton in 05, that was nice. Mark Henry, that was decent.
Triple H the first time. Ric Flair the year after responded.
Batista, right? Edge, Michaels twice. Triple H twice. And CM Punk. After what? Listen, I want to bet money. I want to bet money in here that we all can't make 21 free throws in a row. Taker just said, fuck it, I'm going to go down the Rolodex and just win these out of the match. And some of these matches are good. Some of these matches are great. Some of these matches are bangers, bro. But like Sting's,
some of these matches are the greatest Mania matches of
if we're talking about the streak, right? Just the streak. So when he was undefeated, you just named from WrestleMania 1 to 12 or 1 to 13 that was ass.
It was
7 to 13, yeah. 7 to 13.
That's like what, half or more than half of the matches that was ass?
Are we forgetting that? Are we forgetting that like Sting had to wrestle like what's his name? I can't even remember.
No, let's go. The big thing about it is the fact of how many matches were there. It's when he beat Ric Flair and he counted 10 wins on his hands and that iconic image. because of the fact of he made it to 10 wins. Think about it. Even that alone, imagine getting 10 straight wins at WrestleMania.
Scottie Pippen got 6 rings. That mean he the GOAT? Nigga, fuck out of here. Fuck, like what?
Bro,
oh
my God. Oh my God, you're doing it.
Yo, all my soul, that is a great listen.
Nah, Bill Russell was, I forgot, 11 rings.
Right. So look, listen. At this point, because listen, if you really want to have this debate about winning, if you want to have this debate, John Havlicek is 8-0. That's more rings. Is he better than Mike? No, you know he's not better than Mike. The whole
Russell got 11. You're saying he's twice.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
The narrative of the streak is not the quality of match. It is the pageantry involved in it.
But it's the fact
you did some great over here.
The crazy part is like even what he's trying to do is take away the qualities of the matches.
Right.
But like I like how he's failing or at least avoiding the later half of the matches because these are some of the greatest matches of all time.
Right.
Shawn Michaels versus
so it literally balances out.
25 is arguably the best match of all time. Like match, not just WrestleMania match. Not just
the later half, the later half that has Taker versus Cena, Taker versus Bray Wyatt, which I don't think was that good.
It still was good.
What?
Okay.
I don't think it was that good. I don't think it was that good.
So basically your way of discrediting the streak is basically calling out like the flaws in it or the minor flaws in it or the
so I would say this.
Then the bright spots.
Because so mind you, I never said that I hated the streak. I never said it was trash. I never said any of that. I said it was overrated because of those points. Nobody points out the flaws. Nobody talks about the matches that didn't matter. Who? Anybody talks about the streak, they always talk about Shawn Michaels, Triple H.
They always talk about Giant Gonzalez, saying that's one of the worst Mania matches.
I've never.
It's literally on here, bro. It's literally on here.
Because I think me personally, I've came across a few people who've talked down on the streak. I've rarely come across people who talk down on the streak. That's why I rate it overrated because yes, I know the importance of it. Yes, I know it's one of the greatest feats in wrestling, but he's had a lot of fucking stinkers at WrestleMania, and it's the biggest stage, and you've had stinkers on the biggest stage, but since you're undefeated, it's one of the greatest things in the world.
Okay, Jeff Hardy versus Sting.
Nah, that's crazy.
I was gonna bring that up. I didn't know where
bro.
Listen, okay.
No, bro. They on the drugged up Jeff Hardy thing. He was drugged up.
No. I'm gonna give you this. Sting gets all the fucking points in the world because he made it work. And also listen. No. I didn't explain it. Let me explain it. Not just Sting. Sting and Eric Bischoff, who I rarely give credit to nowadays. Eric came out there. Eric said, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to try to switch it up like this. And he said, we're going to switch it up. We're going to do this. He talked to Sting. Sting was like, I'm going to do the best that I can. Jeff Hardy literally was like, fuck you, fuck the fans. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want to. Sting said, bitch, get your bitch ass over here. This is what we doing. Bow. 1, 2, 3. Sting telling the fans, I don't know what the fuck this bitch ass nigga on, but I had to handle business. Sting was standing on business that night. He said, fuck Jeff Hardy. Eric Bischoff did the right thing and said, fuck Jeff Hardy. He did the right thing, which is rare to see in wrestling when they don't know what to do when your counterpart is fucking up. Sting held his own on that.
Okay, let's go.
So if that's the case, then Undertaker should get a pass. Because he did it with the Giant Gonzalez. For who? No. It was rated the worst feud of the year. What are you talking about?
Giant Gonzalez wasn't coked up out of his mind. He was just ass.
And Taker had
he was just ass.
Undertaker gave him a flying clothesline. He just took 2 steps back. What are you talking about?
Listen, Giant Gonzalez. Listen, Giant Gonzalez was just ass. He was just ass. That's it. That was just it.
Esco, you are talking about one night where Jeff Hardy was coked up. and was
every night. It ain't no one night. He cooked them every night.
Wow.
You're talking about where Sting had to carry Jeff Hardy.
Love, please don't hear this.
He overdosed and made it too much. Okay, Jeff Hardy was on that shit, but when he was high, he was kind of kicking ass sometimes. Undertaker had to wrestle Giant Gonzalez.
And you know what? And you want to know what?
He won the match by disqualification, somehow putting them both over, still making himself look strong and Giant Gonzalez look strong. Sting had
no. You gonna sit here and lie and say Giant Gonzalez? We didn't even see Giant Gonzalez after that.
Actually, no. Hold on, Esco. Let me ask you.
We didn't even see him out there. Where the fuck he go?
Hold on. Actually, no. Name me an opponent Sting has faced that was worse than Giant Gonzalez.
Coked up Jeff Hardy.
No, it's still Jeff Hardy.
Okay. Listen. Okay, hear me out. Okay, I got one. I don't think he's a worse wrestler. I actually think he's a great wrestler. I just think that the situation that they were put in a horrible match, and Sting tried to make the best out of it. I would say Abyss in that casket match or whatever the fuck match that was. That match was fucking horrible. And Sting went out there in Abyss, kinda. I think the Abyss was kind of like fuck this because it was Vince Russo's booking and he didn't like it. But Abyss was like fuck this. I'm gonna just do whatever. Sting was still like I'm a professional at the end of the day, and Sting still went out there. That match was fucking horrible. That match was ass, and y'all know that shit was ass. If you seen it, that match was fucking ass. Sting still went out there, performed. He still went out there and performed. So that's one.
But that's just a bad stipulation. That's not a bad per se like wrestler or like performance. Like we're comparing a match to like basically like a stipulation per se. Like that stipulation was hot boo ass. We can all agree. But we can't say that like they had like a worse match while trying their best to make up for the ass, while compared to a Mania match that was just complete ass all around. Like there was no good way to put it.
Okay, so do we give Taker points for facing a man who is perfectly fine? He just sucks in the ring. But we're going to say that it's better than what Sting is doing with a coked up man who can actually work, who's deciding not to work because this nigga is coked up out his mind. And Sting still made it better than the Undertaker match. He still made it better than that match.
No. What we gonna do?
Sting had the better performance on a worse situation. It was a worse situation.
What we should be doing is judging them off of their strengths and their best matches instead of discrediting their careers.
And Sting still wins. And Sting still wins. And when it comes to best matches,
bro, this whole
he's putting on 60-minute classics around the world with Ric Flair, Ricky Steamboat every day, bro. Every day, 60-minute classics.
Let's go. Since we have started, your main target has been to discredit like amazing things from the Undertaker. Right. Instead of like talk about
because it's not amazing as people as amazing as people think it is. It's not.
Do you realize that for a while, 3 years or 4 years in a row, Taker was literally having some of the best matches that brought in wrestling fans like around the world. Like he put on a match.
Sting was too in the 90s.
Wait, hold on. Shawn Michaels wasn't even in the match. He's a referee in the match, or whatever. And that match is still highly regarded. Why half the people in NXT just want to start wrestling in the first place. Mm-hmm. I'm not discrediting Sting at what he does. Sting in the late 80s and early 90s for WCCW, NWA was the man. And at that style, he was great. And he's evolved into being something else that's just as great or whatever. But the narrative that these two's careers are on the same trajectory, on the same path, are vastly different. Because Sting's style of wrestling, if I got to be honest with you, with how he wrestles, he has to get beat up to look cool. Like he has to be the one beating down.
I don't think that's true.
No,
because
with Flair, for example, Flair will come out first 15 minutes. They do a technical wrestling match, first 15 minutes, whatever. Then all of a sudden, Flair get the chops. He do something legal, do something like that or whatever. Then all of a sudden, Sting got to do the little hawk up and the woo, and then all of a sudden, Sting splash, boom. That's how it has to go. With Taker, the story matters and everything else. Like it's different. Sting for me is great. He's great. I'm not saying he's not great. Taker is goated. I've seen Taker do stuff with people he shouldn't be able to do it with. He shouldn't be able to do it.
So is Sting. So is Sting. What are you talking about? Okay, listen, and y'all might think I might eat meat riding or what, but the way that him and Vampiro did that storyline.
Oh no!
Listen. I think. Listen, hear me out.
Moving on.
Hear me out. Listen, hear me out.
You really want to bring up 2000?
Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Listen. Listen. Y'all have to hear me on this. Listen. Let me hear y'all gotta hear me out on this. Vampiro is at that time was one of the hottest wrestlers in the world. Listen, he was one of the hottest wrestlers in the world. Not in WCW, but he was one of the hottest wrestlers in Mexico.
Yes, Mexico.
Yes.
Mexico.
Okay, so listen. I love that rivalry, right? Because Sting was putting that nigga over, bro. Sting was putting that nigga over, bro. He set Sting on fire and threw that nigga off the stage, bro. He threw that nigga off the top. He threw him off the top. Come on, man. Y'all sleeping.
Nah, we're not doing this, bro.
Y'all gonna have to watch that back. Y'all gonna have to listen. Listen, okay.
He trying to justify why Sting is better than the Undertaker, bro.
Because listen. I'm gonna tell y'all this, right? Sting kind of inspired WWE in a way, if you think about it, with that rivalry alone. With that, listen, I'm about to tell you why. Sting and Vampiro's rivalry, right? Sting went to that grave site. Look, listen. Sting went to that grave site, right? And then they had that. Hold on, I'm gonna send it to you, Trent. Hold on, give me a second. Sting had that
with John Cena, where like he went to the graveyard and like pissed on some
yes,
grave.
but how many times have they used the graveyard after that? No, listen, they've used the graveyard way more than that.
Bro, Taker was literally in the graveyard digging Mankind's casket in 1996. What are you chatting about?
Okay, I'll give you that one. I forgot about that. You got me. But listen,
we're not doing this. Again, I love Sting. I have touched this man when I went to Full Gear Live. He literally walked past my goddamn row. All right, I love this man. There's no Sting slander, but he's not better than Taker. I'm sorry, he's just not.
But okay,
I'm sorry, bro.
Okay, y'all sleeping on. Listen, Vampiro now.
Vampiro's best match was with Pentagon and Lucha Underground. What are we doing?
I hate Vampiro now. Only because of I don't know how to explain it, but the nigga is I don't know how to explain Vampiro. No, he has dementia. I think he said he has dementia. He's blind. He got all this shit that's wrong with him. But he's a coked up nigga. I don't know how to explain it. But listen. It's a fact. I hate Vampiro now, but he was one of my favorites back in the day because he was really a hooper. Like I was watching his shit in Mexico, even in WCW. He just took what he could get. Like he did what he could do. So with that, I'm just like, okay, hold on. I'm getting a little sidetracked. I'm trying to send Trent the link real quick. But that rivalry hits different for me because I never at that time seen Sting put over young talent. And that might look bad on his career, but it was good for me because I never seen him do that shit. Cause like who in WCW is putting over young talent?
Sting. Maybe get an occasional Scott Hall, better than that now. You're right.
So this is
a different breed.
Taker's favor, right?
Okay, who the fuck? Nah.
Maven, don't you do that, Maven.
In that era. Nigga, we did not give a fuck about Maven after that rivalry.
Hey, Brock,
over though. Did he not put him over? Brock? Oh, got him there.
Mr. Anderson. Oh no, I'm sorry, Mr. Kennedy.
Randy Orton.
Batista.
Orton.
He didn't. Okay, Batista don't count because Batista was already a star. He was already a star when that happened. He was world champion. If anybody, I would
not lose to him inside Hell in a Cell. His own match.
I will give that more to Triple H of putting Batista on the map. I would give that more. I'm not giving that to Taker. I would low key give it to Triple H for Orton too, but I would give it to Taker.
What? Nah.
I said I would give it to Taker. I said I'd give it to Taker. I said I'd give it to Taker. I said I'd give it to Taker. I said I would give it to Taker.
Barry, he didn't bury, but Triple H, the first
damn near close, like Austin Theory
title,
level, damn near.
His first defense, he took it away from Orton. What are you talking about, Esco?
I mean,
stop.
Esco. But at the same time, we was at that Ring of Terror. We was at that Reign of Terror, so it was like, nigga, he had no choice but to lose. He had no choice but to lose.
He's not top 5, but again, apparently I was crazy by more than but that's another story.
Listen. Okay, so listen. Taker, listen. When it came to young talent for me, Taker, because think about it. I rarely in my lifetime, from what I remember, Taker was barely okay. I will give you this. Taker reminds me of what I was saying about Shawn earlier in the Ruthless Aggression, when Shawn was losing all the big matches. Taker was winning all the fucking time except for the big matches until they was like, okay, we're gonna give you the heavyweight title and you are gonna be the face of SmackDown. You're gonna win every fucking match there is known to man. He was beating every fucking body in SmackDown. Who the fuck was touching Taker on SmackDown? Nobody. He was beating everybody left and right. Who the fuck did he put over?
Okay, so let's go. Wait.
I mean, Jeff Hardy did beat him in Extreme Rules. You could say Big Show helped him, but
I have a genuine
question when he was over. Right,
no trolling, my nigga. Are you dead ass serious with this shit right now? You dead ass? I'm dead ass. Like no trolling. Like you really dead ass. Like
I'm dead ass.
Like you really think like thing is over, Taker?
Yes. We can talk accolades. We can talk accolades. We can talk.
No, we
yes.
can't. No, we can't.
We can't talk accolades. We can talk accomplishments.
No, we cannot talk accomplishments. Taker.
How many world titles? Why can't
world
we?
Titles plus the
I feel like Sting still has more.
Okay.
Fuck the streak.
Again,
if we take the streak out, what does Taker have?
No. Oh hell no.
A company told a man to win 21 times in a row on their biggest spectacle.
Really think about
the same man that put the title on Jack Swagger, my nigga. Come on, man. What are we doing?
Hold on.
They
told him. They literally told him.
Oh yeah, by the way, the title you won, Adam Pearce also won that as well. Fuck, we talking about NWA title.
Oh damn.
Adam Pearce is a hooper. What are we talking about?
Shut up.
Stop, bro.
Move on. We move on.
Whoa. So we saying Adam Pearce back in the day, ROH, Indies, NWA, he wasn't a hooper. Yes, he was. He was put on bangers. We are not gonna sit here and talk about the shittiest Raw GM of all time. That man is a fucking hooper.
First off, shittiest Raw GM is Mike Adams, but Jose go crazy.
Yeah, Mike Adams was the worst.
Gun to the back of your head right now. Give me 5 Adam Pearce matches.
You're dead. Rest in peace.
Okay, listen, I can't do that. Trent, I can't do that only because I've been drinking, so I can't do that. But
we couldn't do it sober.
Okay, I can. If you give me like 2 minutes, I can think of a couple.
But like,
but that's the thing, bro. The NWA championship has been held by like people like that. Like they can go. We're not saying they can't go and they can't wrestle, bro. But it's different. Like it's just
okay. No.
different.
But see. That's the only thing though. I don't count the NWA. Like I break the NWA up into different entities because it was times where they were taken seriously on national TV. Then there was times where nobody gave a fuck about NWA because it was broke as fuck. And then there was times where they had their resurgence when Nick Aldis was champion. Even when Tim Storm was champion, I was fucking with NWA at that time, and I felt like they was coming up. But it was times where it always depends on how serious the company is. What do they have with them? Nobody was taking NWA seriously when Colt Cabana was champion. Nobody even knew he was champion. I get that. But at the time when Sting was winning NWA champion, on 2 separate occasions, when Sting was NWA champion, it was the most relevant that title has ever been. When it was aligned with WCW and when it was aligned with TNA. Sting had that title at its most highest value every single time. So when people talk about, oh, well, he held that title, I don't give a fuck. When was that title held at the higher standard. That's what I care about. And Sting held that title at that moment every time.
So what's the bigger championship then? The WWF championship or the WCW championship? Because what are we basing it off of? Like that's my listen, if we're basing it off of like NWA was the most popular, therefore that's the biggest championship out there, whatever, you can make the argument that at one point the WCW championship, because of popularity, was bigger than the WWF. You can make that argument. But if you're saying that he held that title at that time at the highest level because of the popularity of it, of the 10 pounds of gold narrative of it all, or whatever, I can make that same narrative for Taker.
Well,
Taker took the title off of one of the biggest attractions in WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Same, and Sting did too. And I'm not saying that like one outweighs the other, but if you're saying you're including the NWA championship and a part of that narrative too, whatever, bro, that's Taker didn't go anywhere else. Like he won a USWA heavyweight championship somewhere and the World Classic Wrestling Championship. No one knows what that is. But I mean, are we add that to the pageantry too? Because at that time he's like a 12-time champion. So
he's a 12 times champion, and Sting is still one more titles than him.
Title.
Oh, and the hardcore title. He's a hardcore champion too. And
Even if we add other titles like the tag team titles, Sting is a multiple time tag team champion, multiple time United States champion.
How many times you remember them hoes though?
He's held the title. He's held the look. I can tell you about his reigns with fuck. Hold on.
Lex Luger.
With Lex Luger. Wait. He held the title with Lex Luger. He held the title. Okay.
Lex Luger
okay.
is tag champion.
Hold up. Oh wait. We sleeping on Luger. You sleeping on Luger now? Hold up. You sleeping on Luger? Listen. I was shitting on Luger. Oh, wait. Come on. I was shitting on Luger because of the shit that Luger has done in his life. Fuck Luger. I don't give a fuck about that man. But Sting. Oh, time out. I don't know how I went past this. Fuck Ultimate Warrior, but nigga, they were tag champs, and the reason why they were tag champs, when they were Sting and Warrior being tag champs is the reason why they got where they were. Listen, Sting and Warrior being tag champs got them to where they were. People saw what they did as a tag team. If it wasn't for them as a tag team, Warrior wouldn't have been in the WWE.
Let's go. The fact that you had to bring up the Ultimate Warrior, and we all know that brother is ass.
We do. That is true.
Because
listen,
okay, so let me ask you this: of any of them tag teams that Sting was in, was it better than Brothers of Destruction?
I did.
No, wait, come out. Listen. Does Kurt Angle count? Wait, come on. Does Kurt Angle count with Main Event Mafia?
Does that count? It doesn't matter. Let's go. The most destructive tag team in history, besides the Dudleys. Come on, Esco. You know
whoa. Besides the Dudleys, what about Legion of Doom? Come on, man. We ain't doing that. We ain't sleeping on LOD. We ain't sleeping on LOD. Come on, man. What we doing?
Coked out Legion of Doom.
And they was hooping. You see, it's a difference between a coked out Legion of Doom who put on bangers.
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go. Stop this, bro.
And they work better than a coked up Jeff Hardy. Come on, man. And they work better than a coked up Jeff Hardy, man. What are we doing?
Roided, coked
Wait,
up.
I know you're not talking about a coked up Jeff Hardy when you talk about the walking steroid and Ultimate Warrior. Come on, bro. Stop it.
I never say he was good. I just say he won a title with Sting. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Because in the listen, and I'm going to say something that might sound messed up. In the 80s, it didn't matter if you could wrestle. It was your look. What can you do look-wise at that point? Hulk Hogan held the title for 3 years. And couldn't do an arm bar.
I have a question. I have a question about that. No, time out. I have a question about that because I get looks, right? But even in the 80s, if I was a promoter in the 80s, I still don't even think Hogan had that look. I've never seen what look Hogan had other than a big meaty dude.
Why are you
like?
That's all. That's
I'm
all.
being dizzy.
All big steroid muscled up people. That's all it was in this 80s.
Yeah, but it's people who had better looks than Hogan. Like I can see why superstar Billy Graham was the top guy because he had a certain look to him. Jesse Ventura had a certain look to him. Macho Man had a look to him.
Hogan
What the fuck? That shit was so generic. Fucking wearing yellow ass trunks. That shit was ass.
But the thing
that shit was.
Hogan had the.
Hogan was.
He dressed like Stone. Bruh, Hogan dressed like Stone Cold with color. That's literally all it was. That nigga dressed like Stone Cold with color.
No shade, no shade. And pause after I said pause right now. He was Thunder Lips. Pause, bro. Like he was like a big deal in Rocky and everything else, bro. Like,
I give you that. I give you that.
He was a star. Like he was a star. And Vince saw that. He was like, well, might as well do it. You know what I'm saying? That's how it really was. Like I respect Sting's wrestling ability in the 80s and 90s, early 90s when it really wasn't like people getting over like that. Like hell, even Ric Flair, who really wasn't like no muscular bound dude or whatever, was like wrestling and everything else, whatever. Same thing with Dusty, wasn't no huge dude or whatever. But bro, at the end of the day, your look had to do with it. They had bright face paint and had huge muscles and would just throw people around. Yeah, they're going to be tag team champions. Okay, Ultimate Warrior was Goldberg before Goldberg. That's what that was. That's facts. There's no other way you can say it at that point, whatever. That tag team championship is not legitimate compared to the Brothers of Destruction. The Main Event Mafia with Perk Angle, I love Perk Angle, but it was the Brothers of Destruction, bro.
I give you that. Y'all listen. Y'all asked for what I can throw with that. That's all I can throw with that. That Kurt and Sting was great.
Let me ask you this, Esco. Let me ask you this. What is the most definitive argument that you have that why you have Sting over Taker? Like your most like that really moves the needle for you. Like really, like cause I gotta hear this. I'm all ears because this is the first time I ever heard in my life niggas say Sting is better than Undertaker. So I gotta hear this shit.
Okay, so now don't get me wrong. Like I've said numerous times, Undertaker has one of the greatest legacies of all time. I get that. I understand that. But I don't think if we're comparing quality, quantity, longevity, which Taker does have.
Wait.
Sting has that, but I think it tops it.
Okay,
I think he tops it.
Question: you think match quality, in an all-time perspective, it's in the same tier between Undertaker and Sting?
Match quality, yes.
This nigga can't.
Yes.
Well,
what is
okay?
Because listen, we could talk about Taker and Shawn 24/7. We could talk about Taker Triple H 24/7. We can talk about that.
My question to you is, Esco, can you name a match that's on the caliber of that?
Sting, Steamboat, Sting and Flair, fucking Sting and Vader. If y'all sat there and watched Sting and Vader, yes. If you watch Sting and Vader, yes.
Okay, wait, Esco. Okay,
yes.
This is what I want you to do.
I'm about to turn this shit on right now on my TV while we talk here. I'm gonna
watch it.
This one I watch it. It's actually on Peacock. You can look that shit up. So look, bro. Look. Okay, I want you to give me a match. That just no storyline, just one of the greatest matches by Sting that you've ever seen in your life. Like what? Because all those matches, like this, other than the Steamboat match, all those have elongated storylines, and the crowd was really into it. And it was a big deal. So I want you to just give me a wrestling match where I can watch it on mute and be like, "That's one of the greatest matches I've ever seen in my life."
See, I'm listen. This is just solely based off of my opinion. I don't know. Wait, this don't count though because it has story to it, I guess. But I was gonna say Sting and Jeff Jarrett in TNA. I want to say what was that?
What year?
2005. I want to. Yeah, I think 05.
Esco, my nigga, are you fucking serious? Nigga, my nigga, are you serious? We're comparing. We're talking about, mind you, nigga. Shawn and Undertaker has literally put on people.
That's not even the only one. Look, Trick. That's not even the only one. Like Undertaker.
Bro, there's so many matches you can go. But like,
listen,
Taker versus Angle. Taker also
we could do Sting versus Angle. We could do Sting versus Angle too.
Also, chat. Taker arguably has the best triple threat match of all time, bro.
Triple threat.
Undertaker versus Kurt Angle versus The Rock.
Yeah, that's probably one of the best triple matches of all time.
Like,
where this thing shit at, bro? Someone pick out right now.
It's gonna be cool. It's like far back, bro. Like you gotta deep in the deep archives.
It's like 1990, 1991, probably 1992.
Like Esco.
Oh, wait. I forgot Sting.
Go ahead.
I forgot Sting and Savage and what 97. And then you got Sting and Rick Rude, which I want to say the last match they had ended Rick Rude's career, but the matches they had before that was straight bangers. And if you, no, Tio, I know you're not smoking.
Wait, hold on. Impact in wrestling that a lot of people don't understand is that you have big moments. The thing about this argument is that Taker has so many more big moments than Sting that we don't even realize. No one has ever discussed Hell in a Cell 98.
We didn't get to that.
Okay.
I do.
We didn't get to that. We haven't even discussed that yet. And the thing about that is not a 5-star banger with a lot of great holes and a lot of great moves or whatever.
That's one of my favorite matches of all time.
But that changes the narrative of wrestling alone. Sting
has those big moments.
No, he don't. Not to the credit.
Bigger than that one. What's one moment?
I'm not saying it's bigger. I'm not saying it's bigger than that, but he has. I'm not gonna say big moments like that's on par with that, but he has big moments, especially Crow Sting. He has those big moments.
Time out. I just thought about something. I don't know if y'all asked this because I came late. So you have Sting over Undertaker, right? Where do you have Sting all time?
Hold on. I have him. I made this list a while ago. I got him 12.
Whoa!
12.
Brother. Where?
So Taker not top.
If you have Sting 12, where is Undertaker?
Y'all not ready for this?
Oh no.
Y'all not ready for this?
No. Okay, Esco, I want you to name where Undertaker is, and then I want you to name your number one of all time.
Oh no! That's my guy. Don't
wait.
No. He gonna name it. Come on, Esco. Let Trey hear. Trey, come on.
Y'all know I'll give a fuck. Taker.
Hold on. I got my whistle. So hold on. Here you go.
Oh no.
Taker on my list. Taker on my list is 21. And number 1. Yes.
What the fuck?
Okay, bro.
Where's Donnie?
Okay.
Where's
You know
Donnie?
what?
Where's
Okay.
Donnie?
Now, Esco, name your number one all time. Name your number one.
Brian Danielson.
Oh my God, Esco, you gotta stop, bro.
Get the fuck out of there. You
are doing this for shock factor.
I'm not. Listen
to me. Esco, listen to me. Listen to me. This is my first time interacting with you on this podcast, and this might be the Brown talking. But bro, are you fucking tweaking with me right now? Are you fucking serious?
No.
Are you playing?
Listen,
with me
I've been holding. Listen. This list is older. First of all,
people had to undertake
20,
yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
20 people.
Yeah.
You have literally your 20 people have to have at least 8 championships between them. It's like 5 tag team belts and at least 3 or 5 5-star back. Give me just 15 to 11. That's all I want.
Okay, I got Triple H, The Great Muta, Edge, Sting, Jericho, Kenta Kobashi, Bret Hart, AJ Styles, Stone Cold. I got Masawa, Ric Flair, Kurt Angle, Shawn Michaels, Cena, Danielson.
Whoa! That's what you want smoking rocks. You want that same shit with James?
Great.
What? No.
Wait. Listen. Wait. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Out of all the characteristics, out of all the things that you said, out of all the things that you listed, right? Name one wrestler that doesn't have any of those.
You're right. I'll give you that. Well, maybe
Donnie. To give you, Esco has Undertaker ranked 21 all time. 21.
But like
21, bro. He named 20. Listen. I'm not even gonna hold you. I know you watch wrestling on all platforms, so you just don't do like the WWE and the AEW. You watch on all platforms. So for me, that list is solid. That's your list. I'm not here to judge your list at all. I'm not here to judge your list. I'm not. But the Undertaker has literally been a part of one of the biggest revolutions in wrestling.
That's
and
true.
To have 21 people ahead of him is wild. Look, Undertaker's he's like 7.
Most of the people that's above him was a part of that revolution.
No, Donnie, that list ain't solid, nigga. We ain't judging it.
But listen,
I'm not judging. I'm not judging because I can.
Majority of the people on here, majority of these people was a part of that revolution. Literally, majority of these people. Now you have people who created.
Yo, let's go. So name your top 5 again. Name your top 5.
My top 5: Flair, Angle, Michaels, Cena, Danielson.
Bro, stop. Nigga, Ric Flair is better than Undertaker?
Yes.
Based off what?
Yes.
Based off what?
I'm sorry.
In ring promo works. I give Taker story work. I give him story work. Whoa.
Ric Flair elbowed his jacket. We're counting that. We're gonna let promo work. We're not gonna give you that. Ric Flair didn't cut a good promo with WCW. He only did it in World Championship Classic Wrestling.
No. Whoa. No. His NWA promos is crazy. What are you talking about?
Oh, them that's the same years, bro. Like, oh, come on.
Okay, so we ain't gonna act like his TNA shit wasn't cooking
against Black Machismo. Is that what we're talking about?
His shit against Flair too. I mean, shit, my dumb ass. His shit with Hogan. The whole shit when he created Fortune 4, every promo that he cut with them was crazy. Like, come on, man.
Okay. Let's go. Please, top 10. Top 10.
Kenta Kobashi, Bret Hart, AJ Styles, Stone Cold, Masawa,
Bret Hart,
Flair.
Whoa. Fuck that. Flag. Motherfucking flag. You told me the most menace nigga on the earth is better than Undertaker? That nigga had no charisma.
Listen,
no flag,
I'm already
in ring. Bret Hart.
Listen. I've expressed my disdain for Bret Hart. Y'all know this. I hate Bret Hart with a passion. But I am not gonna sit here and say this nigga was trash. I'm not gonna say that. The nigga has a great career. I'm not gonna sit here and say Bret Hart does not have a great career because he does. Okay. And his in-ring work is top tier. His in-ring work. His story work is crazy too.
Top 10. Let him keep going.
When he was talking about No, Bret Hart best promo when he was talking about his cat in WCW. When he had that cat promo, top tier best promo I've ever heard from him in my life. Fucking crazy. I don't like Bret. I don't like Bret Hart. I don't think he's a good talker. I've expressed that. That's one thing that he lacks. But that's the only thing Bret Hart lacks, though. That's the only thing Bret Hart lacks is promo work. Other than that, that nigga is top tier.
So, okay.
I think he got the charisma.
Do you think Chris Benoit is better than Bret Hart?
In ring, yes. That's it.
That ain't the question, nigga.
That's it.
No. So wait, no. Chris Benoit's never cut a good promo. I've never seen Chris Benoit cut a great promo over my life. I'm not going to judge you here. But you think that Bret Hart is better than Chris Benoit outside of that? No, I'm not. Okay.
Yeah. I think Chris Benoit is a better in ring. I think Chris Benoit is better in ring. That's it. And listen, I'm a Chris Benoit fan. I fuck the outside shit, in ring, all that wrestling shit. I think Chris Benoit had the tools to be one of the best. The nigga just couldn't cut a promo. He was literally what Bret Hart was. He was literally what Bret Hart was.
If you're better than Bret Hart in ring, you're better than him. Because Bret Hart, every other thing you're gonna talk about with Bret Hart, it's nothing that's gonna move. Promos. The only thing you know about Bret Hart's promos is I'm the best there is and the best there ever will. That's the only thing I remember from that.
Excellence of execution, all the other shit, bro. Like Owen Hart had more charisma, was better.
He did. I do think he's better. The only thing that stopping Owen from being that hot, like above Bret, is just the accomplishments and what Bret has done in his career compared to what Owen has done in his career. That's the only thing. I do think Owen is better. I've always said that, but you also have to take in what they've done in their career, and Bret has done way more than Owen. So I mean,
Okay.
that's no fault
Okay.
of Owen.
Okay.
It's just that's what happened.
Let's take it back to the main topic. What are the things that Sting has done to put him over the Undertaker? Just to wrap this all up. Just to wrap this all around.
So, like I said, he's held way more world titles. Is that correct?
Okay.
That's one.
Okay.
That's one.
Are you including NWA or are you not including WA?
I'm including it. He's a 14-time world champion overall. I looked it up. He's a 14-time.
So you're including mid card too, or you just including heavyweight champion?
Oh no, I'm including world titles. I could include if I include mid card, Sting is blowing that nigga out the water.
Because he's a 6-time world heavyweight championship with WCW, TNA. He's a 4-time champion.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like 10.
So okay,
hold on.
Okay.
No, with NWA and WCW, it's world titles that they have a different name, but it counts as a world title. It's like how WWE has like the Universal, Undisputed, all that. The NWA has some shit like that, especially like when Flair left and shit. They like kind of changed the title name up.
Okay, yeah, because that's what I was asking. I was asking if you was including, because if you include them, yeah, it's 14. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are the like? You know how Undertaker have the moments, like all these moments from the streak. And even without the streak, all of these other moments, like the Hell in a Cell moments, the Kane debut moments, the whole feud with Kane. What are these moments by Sting that puts him over the Undertaker? Like these iconic moments.
This is no, I'm trying to word this without y'all like, okay, boom, boom, boom. So
okay.
Sting basically 1v1000 the NWO and still coming out on top. Well, the NWO is the greatest thing in wrestling. I think that's one of the biggest moments in wrestling. Y'all don't think? The man was 1v1000. The man was 1v1000. The man was bigger than. First of all, name one person in a company that was bigger than Hulk Hogan while Hulk Hogan was in the company.
I'm not gonna lie, Esco.
Maybe one person.
Sting wasn't bigger than Hogan.
No. Yes, he was. How wasn't he? Niggas was nobody was fucking with Hogan back then. Niggas loved Scott Hall. Niggas loved Kevin Nash.
Let's go. The man Hulk Hogan. The man Hulk Hogan defended his championship every third week of the month, bro, and was still getting like literally booed and popped. And then after a while, he got cool and started getting more pops. They really didn't want Goldberg to take it off him. Actually, they really didn't want that or whatever.
Bro,
did you not see that crowd? That crowd went crazy for Goldberg.
I'm talking about the business side of it all.
When Goldberg lost the title,
fuck the business side. I'm talking about what the fans see. Fuck the business. I'm talking about what the fans talking about. I'm talking about who's the bigger man. Sting was bigger than Sting was bigger than Hogan based off of crowd value. The crowd loved Sting. Like I said earlier, the crowd knew Sting was the man. The crowd knew
you act like
WCW was
the biggest thing in the fucking company.
Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and all the other niggas was the biggest
thing. What do you mean?
Nigga, if Macho Man was the leader of Hulk Hogan, that shit would still hit better, nigga. I ain't trying to hear it. It would hit better, nigga. Fuck
bro.
That.
Look, listen. There was a time when Hulk Hogan and Macho signed. They did the motorcycle thing where like they were putting all like the new people out, and Sting was there. They barely let Sting talk. He wasn't the man. He wasn't him. It wasn't him, bro.
Tell us, bro.
Right. Because no. Because that was the day when Hogan signed. They were like, these are going to be the face of the company. That happens when you sign a big name. That always is going to happen. They're always going to show that attention on the newest, biggest signing. That always happens in wrestling, no matter what company it is. But it's always that main guy that they're like, he's not taking his shit from me, and the crowd is like, we know. And that's what the fuck happened.
Let's go. Sting was number 3 behind Hogan.
Number 3?
And Goldberg.
Hogan, Flair.
I would say Goldberg when Flair left. I would say Goldberg when Flair left.
Okay, Hogan, Goldberg then. No, matter of fact, when Hall and Nash got there, it was Hall.
Nah.
Yeah, bro. They had promos at the end of the show that Miz was losing their mind. So when they were talking about where the big boys play or whatever, and that, all that stuff, whatever, like you remember the tag match with it was like Luger, Macho, Sting versus the Outsiders, right? Hogan came out. That was it. They were the three biggest dudes in the company, and Sting couldn't get right. He couldn't.
No. We ain't doing that. Right. We doing that because what they did was they came up. Scott Hall came up with the idea. We're gonna do this crow shit. We're gonna see how that works. They had to make Sting go in the shadows because they're like, oh, what is Sting doing? This is the dark side of Sting. What is Sting doing? Right? The fans were like, okay, Sting got to stay with us. Sting is still Team WCW, right? Once Sting chose his side, did the crowd not go crazy for this nigga? Did they not? They were like, yes, Sting still has, first of all, Crow Sting, that whole presence hits different than, like I said before, Surfer Sting was crazy. That presence, that feeling of Surfer Sting was crazy. But Crow Sting, bro. Everybody in the crowd. Okay, listen. Let me ask you a question.
Hold up. Time. You brought up before we started this. You also talked about the aura of the state of Sting, right?
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Don't even talk about. Oh my god!
What? So you
take it got aura. Take it got aura.
On here in front.
But when did Taker's aura hit though? When did Taker's aura hit?
Hold on, wait.
We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
No,
we're not doing
bro. What are you talking about?
Bro, you're killing us, bro. You're killing us, bro.
That weak ass thing. That fucking that talk show that Taker had. That shit was weak as fuck. You talk about that shit had aura? No, nigga. No, nigga. That shit was ass.
Wait. So you telling me that Sting has more aura like all time than the
I ain't gonna say that.
All right.
I never said that. I never said that.
Wait, well, hold on. But you
I do got a hot take though. I think that Joker Sting though. I'm taking over. I'm taking listen, I'm taking Joker Sting. Listen, no. No. Listen, y'all know where I'm going with this. Listen,
Joker Sting.
If you say
I never said that.
I lose my shit. I lose it.
Go ahead, bro.
Listen. I will say, Joker Sting is one of the greatest between the two. When we talk about reinventing in characters and shit, I think that is Sting has the better reinvention out of the two. Yes, I'm sitting with that. I will sit on that. I will sit on that edge.
Esco.
I'm sitting on that.
Esco, listen to me. And I'm gonna say this as nice as I possibly can.
That was his gimmick. You can't take away comedy, and that was the gimmick.
Wait, hold on one second. Esco, if you take away face paint, if you take away face paint and Batman
laughing like the Joker.
That's all that gimmick is. The American badass is who Undertaker was outside of wrestling. He liked heavy metal. He liked rock and roll. He loved motorcycles. He liked to talk shit like a
he liked Blue Lives too. He liked Blue Lives too. You forgot that part.
Yes,
that's outside Taker.
He's a fucking Republican. Yes, he's a fucking Republican. Yeah. But at the end of the day,
wait, whoa. Okay, so we're saying we love Taker, right? We love Taker. We love Biker Taker because that's who he really was, right? That shit hit different because that's who he really was. He was showing.
I love that, but it was a totally different, like totally. My nigga Crow Sting, that nigga had the Johnny Bravo haircut with the face paint, and he didn't talk like the Joker. The difference is, Buddy had long hair with more face paint and started acting like the Joker. And that's all it was.
Nigga, it's a different gimmick. What do you mean? It's a different gimmick. It's something different than what he did.
Let me ask you this. Do you think he has a better reinvention than Roman Reigns?
You said what?
Does Sting reinvention, right? Like what you just said, is it better than Roman for switching from Big Dog to the Tribal Chief?
Nah. That Tribal Chief, that took Roman to a different level. The only thing though, because Sting was already on GOAT status then. Niggas gave up on Roman. Because listen, the difference is
Sting hasn't been the GOAT.
He's always been the GOAT. What are you talking about? do you think he's talking about?
Sting has never been on GOAT status, but let's not. Bro. He's never been on.
Come on, man. So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. So beating some of the greatest wrestlers of all time, being a multi-time world champion, two away from Flair, right? Right. Having that longevity of what 30 plus years, damn near 40 plus years, however long Sting was wrestling.
When we get
Listen, no.
Okay, when you get to long, do you think all of his 30 years were like great?
I mean, he was a champion at what 50 years old.
That mean it's great. That doesn't mean it's great. That doesn't mean it's great. That does not mean it's great. Bro.
I mean,
it's great,
listen. Okay, so
I 60 plus with the Intercontinental Championship.
and look, and I told y'all that was wrong. I literally told y'all that shit was ass. I told y'all he didn't need that. But I do think it was great because we talk about his later years, right? His later years was all in TNA. Won the championship at 50 years old. He was a part of the Main Event Mafia. He was part of the Aces and Eights storyline. He put over AJ Styles, and one of the greatest moments of all time in TNA.
That's
right.
I'm not giving you a plus for putting over the best nigga in the company. I'm sorry. I'm not giving you a plus for that.
I mean, I wouldn't say he was the best nigga in the company. Kurt Angle was there.
AJ Styles was him in TNA. If it not, he probably was the best nigga in the company. Like literally.
I mean, I give him that. AJ Styles was my guy. But listen, but what I'm saying is Sting did have a good career in his later years because he was winning world titles. He was having great matches. He was having great feuds. He was him at 50. He was doing that shit at 50. And then you look at now. Are we gonna sit here and say his AEW run is ass? No.
Wait, whoa, nigga, no.
Okay, all right, okay, bro.
Wait,
all right.
So we saying his ass?
We gotta end the show. You gotta end the show. No.
I'm not talking about. Listen. No. Wait, whoa. So we're saying
the level of love for Sting is crazy right now.
No. So we're saying his performance is ass right now.
It's not good,
nigga. He's diving off a 1,000-foot fucking ceilings at fucking 100. He's 100 years old diving off a 1,000-foot skydive. What are we talking about?
Let's go. All the dudes from Jackass still do their stunts, and they're 50, 60 plus too. It's not the same thing, bro.
You want to know the difference? You want to know the difference? They coked up. Sting is a sober old nigga with frail bones. That's what it is. Okay, he has frail bones.
Sting fearless. I will give him that. But just because the nigga is still diving on fucking 60, whatever, because we know that nigga still be diving on shit, that don't make his AEW run been good.
Okay, so was his match at All In bad with Swerve?
Nigga, I turned that shit off. that
shit
was not good. And Swerve was carrying this old ass nigga.
That is not what he was not. Clearly, you turned it off. You ain't see that shit. And then what was the first of all, and then his match. It was what Sting, Darby, and whoever else against the Bullet Club. It was like the Bucks. It was like the Bucks, ELP, and some other.
Listen, like Esco, it's like Sokoa said, bro. He can't work no more. He got to have other people there. Like it's not like he's like really working and really like carrying the match and doing.
I mean, it's not. I'm not saying that. I'm saying he can, for his age, he can still go.
And if we talking tag team matches, if we talking tag team matches while being watched, Undertaker has like
Brothers of Destruction versus DX.
No, whoa! Why are you talking about that one? I'm talking about
no. You said tag team matches. You said tag team matches. You said tag team matches. You said tag team matches.
Okay.
That's a tag team match.
This is what I'm saying. Name a better tag team match that Sting has had in the past a year or two, right? His whole AEW run, than Undertaker and Roman versus Shane and Drew.
I honestly don't know. I can't give you that answer because I haven't seen that match. I'm being dead. I'm being so serious. I'm being 100% serious with you. I remember. Listen. I remember. No, I swear on everything. I remember the setup for that match, but I didn't watch that match. I can't tell you anything that happened in that match.
You know what? This has been great. Episode 2 is gonna be even crazier. We gonna keep talking about this, bro. I can't. We gotta wrap.
Y'all mad because I ain't seen the match?
No.
I can't give you an answer. I really can't. I haven't seen that match.
It's not just that. It's everything. Let's go. We go talk. Let's go keep going on. Let's go. Episode
Listen.
2. New
But listen,
title.
let me ask y'all a question though. Let me ask y'all a question. Do I not have the greatest title that fit this podcast ever?
Yes.
Yes,
This shit,
But,
that shit fit that to the
but
T.
ironically, the person who runs the podcast
Is the GOAT of everything. I am the GOAT. But listen, I already got the plans for episode 2. And if y'all want to join, I'm gonna let y'all know everything that's the details and everything. Y'all think this shit is crazy? Episode 2 gonna be wild as fuck.
I want to hear more what you think, because you're
killing me, bro.
Episode
you're
2 about to be crazy. Because listen, the thing is, I listen and watch a lot of podcasts, right? And the one thing that I've noticed, I'm not gonna say everybody has the same opinion, but I don't hear different opinions. I don't hear different mindsets. I don't hear what certain like how y'all don't get where I'm coming from. I can get where every fucking podcaster is coming from because it's the same shit from everybody. I'm a different breed. This shit about to be different.
I just can't get how Undertaker is 21 Esco. I that's what I can't get that. But everything else I can see that. But I can't get Undertaker being
the streak is ass. The streak, I ain't gonna say it's ass. It's overrated. It's overrated.
Let's go. In episode, bro. In episode,
bro. We gotta go, bro.
Let's go.
If the streak is overrated, Sting is dog shit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
but listen, I'm glad that y'all showed up. Appreciate y'all for showing up. Everybody in the comments. See y'all next week. Got some big shit planned. See y'all when I see y'all.
Thanks, bro. Wow, that shit was wild.